Chippewa hockey is on CCHN.
Oh my goodness!
The place to watch men's Division III.
Here's Connor Morgan out and quick pours on He scores!
And women's Division II.
Burnett's gonna get a shot and goal and she scores!
Every shift, every goal, every game.
Central Michigan has turned the corner.
All in one place. CCHN, your home for Chippewa hockey. As the month turns to November and the old season of spooky is behind us, Central Michigan has got some of those frightening feelings away from them, ending their 6-game winless streak with a win yesterday against the Michigan-Flint Wolverines. Tonight, they look to continue their winning ways, following that up as we return to Martin Ice Arena and home ice to begin the month of November. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome from Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We're so happy to have you with us. My name is Devin Serra, alongside my tag team partner, Reagan Cleaves. You might notice we're a little festive today. Go Red Wings.
Go Bruins.
This guy's wearing Bruins today in honor of the Wings and Bruins playing tonight
Indeed.
from Little Caesars Arena. Reagan, your team won the last match 4-1, so the Wings got to step it up. They had a tough outing against Florida the other night.
Yeah, indeed they did, and the Bruins are off to, once again, a really good start. That last game between the two teams, 4-1 victory for Boston. It was a good game on both sides. Hopefully that continues tonight.
You're wearing a Tuukka Rask jersey in
Yes.
honor of your favorite goalie here. You got a favorite Tuukka Rask memory?
Admittedly, it's probably him. I think it was in a shootout, slamming his stick and throwing the water jug or the water
What?
carton. Yeah,
What?
it was a
When was
weird.
this?
Oh, I think it was early on in his career
Oh my
where
gosh.
he lost a
That's
shootout.
extreme.
He goes off the ice, takes one of those water
Wow.
crates and chucks it onto the ice.
I thought you were going to say like a playoff victory or getting to the Stanley Cup final, but no, you're talking about chucking a
I mean,
water bottle.
it's the one that sticks
Classic
in my
goalie temper tantrum.
It's the one that sticks in my head the most.
All right, well, that works out for you. Time to get out to the game today here. Today, Central Michigan and Central and Michigan-Flint, play today for the second of this 2-game weekend series. Before that, let's take a look at the MCHC East standings. Lawrence Tech remains at the top. They beat Ferris State 4-0 yesterday. Their overall record is 8-2-1-1. They are undefeated, only a tie in division play. Second place is Michigan, 2 wins on the year there. Oakland follows them up with also a 2-0 record, followed by Saginaw Valley, who beat Division I Cleary University last night. So the Cardinals off to a good start there. Then your Central Michigan Chippewas leapfrog 2 in the standings. They are now 5th in the MCHC with 1 win, 2 losses, an overtime loss, and a tie to their name, followed by Michigan-Flint, Northwood, and Adrian to round out the standings. And Reagan, a lot of this division, we saw some crazy games, crazy finishes yesterday. Oakland beat Hope College, the 2-time, not reigning anymore, but they've won the 2 out of the last 3 national championships, 8-3. That's a huge result.
Yeah, it's a huge win, and I think it's exemplary of how good that Oakland has been this season. Last year, we saw them kind of get hot late in the year. They made a run to the national tournament as the number 15 team, and then this year they have started one of the best seasons they've had in quite some time, and they've beaten Hope, which has been something you never hear the last 3-4 seasons.
Yeah, and keep in mind the first ranking period just finally came out this past weekend. Hope College came in at number 2 behind Grand Valley State. So they've got some work cut out for them now with Oakland, who's turning out to be one of the more favorable teams. Let's get to some of our extra games out there tonight on the slate. Ferris State is at Lawrence Tech following up their 4-0 loss. They'll take on them at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Adrian is at Northwood as well. Northwood beat them 4-3 last night in overtime. Very close result there.
That's a bit of a surprising result, Devin, especially given the fact that earlier Michigan-Flint had played both those teams. They got shut out by Northwood at Midland Civic Arena, and then they beat Adrian pretty handily 6-0. So a bit of an interesting result as seeing Adrian, a team that's really struggled this season, force overtime.
They are 0-11-1 in their season so far, the Bulldogs are. Jordan Cooper and company are doing great stuff over at Northwood. They'll take on them at 7:45 tonight. Meanwhile, Michigan takes on Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish win 3-1 yesterday over the Wolverines. This morning, yes.
Yeah, the second
this
game
morning.
of that series.
Yeah, that was a 9 a.m. Puck drop for them, so excuse me, making up for that. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge result there. Michigan, the reigning national champions, and this Notre Dame team hasn't looked as strong as they have since last year.
Yeah, they haven't looked as strong, but they're still playing really good, and they're playing well enough to beat these good teams. And I don't think that Notre Dame's a team that's going to make the national tournament as the number 2 last year and then miss out the next year. They're a good team. They've got a chance. They got a chance at making it far.
All right, well, if you want to see the rest of the men's Division III games on the slate today, you can head over to achhockey.org and head over to the schedules page under Division III tab to find the rest of those. We'll take a quick break and bring you back with the rest of our pregame show presented by CMHIceHockey.com right here on CCHN. We'll be back momentarily. back with the pregame show presented by CMHIceHockey.com from Martin Ice Arena. Devin Serra, Reagan Cleaves ahead of this matchup between CMU and U of M Flint. Let's take a closer look at the two teams tonight. Central improved their record to 4-5, 1-1, Reagan. They are now 3-3, 1-1 in division play. Jumped up a couple of points in the MCHC East. They snapped that big 6-game winless streak last night.
Yeah, it was a big win for them last night, coming in against a team that they had come in and played in a similar situation last year, Devin, where CMU came in on a bit of a slump against Michigan-Flint, was able to get that overtime win, and it led to success later on in the semester.
On the other side of things, Michigan-Flint enters with a record of 5-6, 1-0. They're 1-2 in division play. What can you expect from that group?
And I mean, we saw it last night. They have the ability to strike really quickly. You can go from having a 3-goal lead entering the third period. This Michigan-Flint team took advantage of chances created by CMU turnovers, and it led to goals for them, so they can strike quickly and they're opportunistic.
One of their forwards, Brendan Miles, had 2 goals on the night, was able to get their lead, the CMU lead, from 4-3 in that third period, so he made things close. And then Jose Bass, their netminder, saved 49 on 54 shots. He was busy in that.
Yeah, he was busy in that, and he played really well. I think part of that is CMU likes to take a lot of shots up high. What Brendan Martin has wanted this group to do is to take shots, take low shots, and go for rebounds. And that's something that where if you shoot up high, that's not going to create a lot of chances like that, and it's really going to make a relatively easy night for the goaltender.
Yeah, as for these two teams over time, Central has dominated the series. A 15-4 record, 14-4, excuse me, and they're on a 9-game winning streak against the Wolverines. They've had their number. The last time they won was in 2019 in a 5-2 victory here at Martin Ice Arena.
Yeah, and it was a good win by Michigan-Flint, but since then CMU has had control, and what's really stood out is the games here. Last 3 games, CMU at Martin Ice Arena against Michigan-Flint, they have scored more than 10 goals at each of those games -1. So they have dominated the series recently at home.
All right, we're going to take one more quick break, then we'll get to our impact players as well as Reagan's keys to the game ahead of this one. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the pregame show on CCHN. teams have cleared the ice, and they are getting ready for puck drop ahead of Game 2 between Central Michigan and Michigan-Flint. Back to the broadcast booth with you, Devin Sarah, alongside Reagan Cleaves for the pregame show. And Reagan, tonight, Central has had some good performances from 5 different goal scorers last night. Who are your impact players to watch on their side?
Well, it was 4 different goal scorers. Last night we thought it was 5, but overnight, Josh Gilgren was credited with not 1 but 2 goals. So he finally, a Chippewa, gets 2 goals in a game, and that's Josh Gilgren. So he's one of our impact players tonight. He scored a couple of good goals. He had a deflection out in front from Sam Camara to make it 5-3, and then his goal earlier in the game was a tap into a wide open net. He's been generating a lot of chances lately for CMU.
The next thing to have to look at is their goaltending. Lauren Jones, the most notable veteran of this team, who played a lot of games last year, gets his first start tonight as a Chippewa.
Yeah, the only goalie to return from the team a year ago. Lauren Jones is back in net. He's made an appearance already in this season. He played last 2 periods of a game earlier, but this is a team that he carried last year. He was the main goaltender for this squad, and it's good to see him get the nod here tonight.
On the other side of things, we mentioned Brendan Miles with 2 goals on the night to lead the way for them in that 5-3 loss. What do you expect out of him?
And I mean, really, Brendan Miles last night did a really good job of making plays for himself. He was able to capitalize on mistakes by CMU and pop on those loose pucks. That's what got him those 2 goals, was being in the right place at the right time. He's going to be somebody CMU has to watch, along with Josh Appleberg. He is their leading scorer, has been for the last 2 seasons, and when we were at Crystal Fieldhouse a year ago, he had a hat trick in that game. So he, especially against the Chippewas, has been shown to be able to increase his output, and he's been able to play really well against CMU.
He was snake bit last night. He had a lot of great chances on goaltender Caleb Woolery, all of them stopped by the freshman netminder. Now taking a look at your keys to the game, Reagan. What will it take for Central to get the sweep in this series?
And I really think you got to shoot for rebounds to start things off. CMU does the last couple of games they've shot a lot up high. There's been fairly easy shots for the netminders to handle, especially with Cobb, and last night we saw with Jose Bass. If they're able to get rebounds, they're able to create chaos in front of the netminders, and they're able to win here tonight.
All righty, there you have it. That's your keys to the game, presented by CMHIceHockey.com, as is our pregame show. We're going to step aside and get you ready for puck drop ahead of Martin Ice Arena action. Thanks for listening to the pregame show tonight with me and Reagan. We're going to take these jerseys off. Maybe we'll leave them on. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. Puck drop is next here from Martin Ice Arena. Stay with us ahead of CMU and Michigan-Flint tonight on CCHN.
Taking a look at our starting netminders tonight for the Michigan-Flint Wolverines. They go to Ryan Rogers, who in 7 games has a 3-3-1 record, a 309 goals against average, and a 901 save percentage. Lauren Jones makes his first start for CMU. Between the pipes tonight, this is his first start this season, but he has an 8-8-1 career record for the Chippewas.
Thank you, Reagan. Starting lineups presented by CMHIceHockey.com. For the Michigan-Flint Wolverines, they'll turn out to number 3, Aaron Steiger, number 13, Dakota Lehman, and 24, Trevor Keller. The defensive pairings will be number 23, Michael Chapman, one of our impact players last night, and Nick Lamb at number 6. For your Central Michigan Chippewas, they'll turn to the third line to start tonight, or top line rather. Brendan Schultz, number 8, number 19, Isaac Gibbs, number 21, Connor Morgan. The defensive pairings, Kyle Bowerson returning to the lineup tonight, along with sophomore Sam Camara. We're set for the 19th all-time meeting between Central Michigan and U of M Flint. Last night, the Chippewas won 5-3. They're looking to finish this series off and win 10 straight against the Wolverines. Puck is at center. Isaac Gibbs to dig in against Dakota Lehman, and we are underway here for game number 2 of this weekend series. Puck is won, first draw by the Wolverines. Cleared the way by Michael Chapman, which sends it back for Sam Camara for the first Chippewas touch. Reagan Cleves, Devin Serra for you on the call tonight. Kyle Bowerson returns to the lineup. He pushes the puck ahead for Connor Morgan, who chips it up for Brendan Schultz. 2-on-1 develops. Schultz to the net shot. That one hit a body. Rogers first time tried to come back in the turn. Now he'll flip it, and there's a stoppage of play for the net offense moorings. Right off the hop, Reagan Central gets on a 2-on-1.
Ooh, what a great opportunity there for Brendan Schultz. They're working down the right wing. He's able to get that shot on. Rogers doesn't fully control it the first time around, and he tries to backhand it off of Rogers and in. Good awareness there by Schultz.
Yeah, good job by him. And how about Connor Morgan working alongside him? This line produced a lot of offense last night. Schultz having a goal, Connor Morgan a number of assists. Nathan Bottles now collects the second line out there. Returning to the lineup is Andrew Siraki. He helps out his man, Andrew Porzani, to the near side boards. Puck flutters to the front of the net. Doesn't find a room. It's cuttered away. And this time it's Michigan-Flint to get it out. First one is carried out by Blaine Gower. They'll push it to the far corner. This time, Andrew Siraki's not able to catch up there. A blast from the point is blocked in front. A second try. First save for Lauren Jones, making his first start tonight this year. Saw action earlier this year in relief in the Lawrence Tech game.
Yeah, great reaction save there by Jones. He's able to block her that away. But for him, this is really a confidence game for him. He hasn't made a start yet this season. It's been something that's he made 19 starts last season, so it's a bit of a change for them.
Back out of his own zone. Teams will change. It's pushed by Dan Coughlin. First time goes off for a change. Now the second try, he'll move it. Sam Camara, first one to carry through center. This time out of the right circle zone. Pushed behind the cage. It's picked up first time and moved up and not out of the zone. Good keep by Jay Nadeau. Gives a chance here for Jake Bishop. Had a goal last night. Looking for another. Out to the far corner. He has to fiddle himself and collect it. Jay Nadeau now comes in to pursue help. Pushed alongside. It's now up to the zone where it's a rush the other way for Hayden Rose. Rose pushes a pass that was too far ahead for Blake Berger. Berger had himself a goal as well in that 5-3 loss for the Wolverines last night. This team started the year at 5-2. Since then, they've gone 3-3.
Yeah, and this Rose, this Rose, Appleberg, and Berger line, something we didn't see last night. Hayden Rose out of the lineup. He's back in here tonight. Michigan-Flint looking for him to contribute to the offense here.
Stefano Chapono, one of the captains of this Michigan team, looks to push it back to the central zone where it's first time collected out by Spencer Messina. Spencer Messina, assistant captain, was a captain a long time for Division II men's team here. There's a shot from the right circle into the chest protector of Lauren Jones from the blade of Josh Appleberg, the leading scorer.
Appleberg, that shot comes as he's falling down, and it's a good shot. But Lauren Jones up to the task. He's made a couple of quality saves to start this game.
Draw to the right circle for Luke Vasilovich. That started in back-to-back games tonight. That shot was deflected up and out of play. And Reagan, tonight, one of your keys for CMU was to kind of keep up the intensity that they brought last night. What else did you have for Central to have success?
Well, it's not only keep up the intensity from last night, something that they managed to do, and although they faltered at the start of the third period, they were able to hold it together Also, play a full 60 minutes. This is something that this Chippewa team hasn't been able to do, and create chaos in front of the net.
They played a very good first and second period last night. Early in the third, Michigan-Flint had 2 goals within 3 minutes. Wraparound try, stuffed away by Jones, and it's going to cause a whistle coming up here. We might get some extra.
Nothing's really going to develop from that, though, but again, this is some good defense in front of Lauren Jones. They're letting him see shots. He's making good saves. Here to start this period, 17:04 remaining in the first.
So we'll try it again. Right circle, pushed back by Vasilovich. Clements tried to rim it around the boards, and it causes another whistle. We'll do it a third time. A lot of start and stop in the first 3 minutes of this one.
Indeed.
Devin Sarah, Rayton Cleaves, back with you again. Third straight weekend we're together, buddy.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Indeed.
Is it third straight weekend or
Second.
did we? It's
second straight weekend.
Yep,
You did go down to Miami with the women's team, though. You produced. You weren't on air.
I did. So
Yeah. So technically 3 straight weeks, but
yeah, too many in my book.
oh, come on,
You drive
man.
me nuts sometimes.
You
Still have that Bruins jersey on. I actually
Yes,
took
I
the
do.
Wings jersey off to go kind of impartial. Not that it matters. Face-off will ensue in the CB zone. Hey, 7 p.m. puck drop tonight. Wings and Bruins. They won 4-1. The Boston team did. The Red Wings have been cold, man. They had a hot start. Dylan Larkin and Alex DeBrincat were leading the scoring in the NHL, and then since the first 7 games, I don't know.
Well, you played the Bruins. That's what happened. They kind of shut down your momentum.
Yeah, well, they are one of the best teams in the NHL. Again,
9-0-1 start in the first 10. Pretty darn good.
centering feed never got through. The passing lane was blocked by Isaac Gibbs. Rimmed up the boards for Connor Morgan. Too strong for him. It's sent back by Nick Lamb. Gives the Wolverines some numbers over the line. Poke checked away by Brendan Schultz. Gibbs retrieves. Give it back to his man, Camara there. Stretch pass up to Schultz. Contested with Brendan Miles. Brendan Miles, 2 goals last night for the Wolverines. And one of their more lucky bounce forwards, it seemed, in that game.
And as Brendan Schultz takes out a Wolverine at center ice, that's something we didn't see in that first game as much. The physicality that we saw in that Saginaw Valley series, Devin, really wasn't a key factor in yesterday's game. CMU trying to bring that here on home ice, though.
This one's just over the blue line. You're right. Well, that Saginaw team has a style of play where they want to first go out and hit you and make a play that way rather than kind of use the skill more times than not, although they are a very skilled team, one of the best in the nation. And both Cameron Barlass, O'Flanagan, and company.
Ranked number 8 in that first ranking period.
Yeah. But the first rankings are always a little bit wonky. I'd say they're more of a top 5 team, but that's more subjective. So this one, again by Camara, over to his man, Kyle Bowerson. Andrew Porzondik lead pass to Nathan Bottles. He'll gain the blue line into the zone. Now he'll carry it around the cage. Rims it, tuck, trying to backhand it, looking for Andrew Siraki. This one was deflected away by Trevor Keller. Christopher Martin will settle things down. 14:47 to go in the first period, still scoreless. The Wolverines in maroon and yellow. The Chippewas in that block lettering white and maroon.
Maroon and yellow?
Did I say yellow?
You said maroon and yellow for
Maroon and gold.
Michigan.
Sorry.
You said,
Well,
you said Michigan was maroon.
Wow. Did I really pleasure that bad? Wow. I mean, there's
It
just,
happens,
there's
man.
just no coming back from that. I'm seeing yellow because you're wearing yellow across from me. And so I'm thinking of yellow like what you're wearing. Oh, look out. Dakota Lehman just blew a tire in front of his own fan section with some applause. Sorry. The maize and blue. There you go. I'm a Chippewa and Michigan State fan sometimes by nature. Face-off draw to the left circle. Jay Nadeau digs in. It's 1 over. Carry to the other side. There's Jake Bishop.
Yeah, Devin,
Saucers it.
you mentioned the Spartans. How about that win against Nebraska today?
Yeah, first time Mel Tucker they've won. They were, I think, winless in 6 before that. So, and one of those wins was against Central Michigan in their second game of the year.
Well, that was back when Mel Tucker was still the coach.
Yeah.
So that's the first win for the Spartans since Tucker left.
And if you fans want to know, there is no Connor Stallions in attendance tonight. We had a great tweet from Joe Lazier on the social media announcing the attendance at Michigan-Flint, and he wasn't in attendance. But play continues on here, still scoreless. We got a little bit of back and forth. Josh Appleberg, the leading scorer, intercepted by Christopher Martin, allows his team time to change. He'll wind up with a glove save by Ryan Rogers. Had to be savvy, trying to stuff it home on the second try was Jay Nadeau following up the play.
That's great job there by Christopher Martin to work that puck free at neutral ice. And he got a good shot on Rogers. If he's able to hold on, that slows a bit of the pressure down for Michigan-Flint, but he's unable to squeeze that puck.
Vasilovich goes flying to the ice and a tie-up behind the net. It's Isaac Hopp trying to regain possession. He cannot. Blake Berger tried to carry a pass to the neutral zone to Appleberg. Central not allowing Michigan to get over the line and set up. They did a good job of this yesterday. Now the lead pass connects to Berger. He's all alone over the line. Crunched out of the play by, that time it was Kyle Robertson flying in there. My goodness.
And Robertson turning on the Jets and possibly gets away with a check from behind, but good job to come back on the back check and disrupt the Michigan disrupt the Michigan rush rather.
12:30 to go, first period. We are still scoreless in this one. Devin Serra and Reagan Cleves ringside from Martin Ice Arena. Central Michigan ended a 6-game winless streak last night, trying to follow it up with the sweep. This one's carried to the slot area where it's all Mason Blue there. Brandon Clements now. Contested pass up into the air. This one is carried out by Robertson. Good job evading traffic here. He's got numbers up the way for Isaac Gibbs. Winds up, and Ryan Rogers with the low glove save.
Now we got a scrum at the corner, Devin. It's Nick Lamb getting into it with Brennan Schultz.
And one of the bigger guys on this Michigan-Flint roster. Defenseman, goal, 4 assists, 5 points on the year. A team leading 35 penalty minutes. Tells you a little bit about what his duty is. Sort of an enforcer. Connor Morgan to the right wing circle. Won the draw. Got it back there. Good job by Bowerson to funnel it down low, but it was skirted away. Now Connor Morgan button hooks. Looks for room. Thought about shooting. Elected to go back to Kamara. Now he'll wind up wide of the left post.
Yeah, Sam Kamara's had a couple of good games recently. Trying to get a good shot there from the point.
Bowerson bumps it back to the slot area. It's Stefano Chapono. One time from a sharp angle, and it's kept in once again. Good job by Kamara. Works it down low. The tip by Connor Morgan, and it just turned wide of the top right corner.
Yeah, I really like what Morgan's trying to do there. Deflect that puck on net. He had some room, but he puts it just wide.
Pair of 19s dig for it to the near side. It's won by Chapono, but cycled by Kamara. Another tip try by Morgan wide. Gibbs will cycle it back up top. Now back to him. He'll work it to the middle of the ice. Turned away. Michigan-Flint trying to get out of their zone. They can't do it. Good keep in by Bowerson. Isaac Gibbs first to it. Looking for a center. He'll wind up for a shot. That's turned wide. Might have caught a piece of Rogers. Kamara winds up the tip in front. Another save by Rogers.
This has been suffocating zone offense here for CMU. They haven't allowed the Wolverines.
There it is! Isaac Gibbs! Andrew Porzonik took the shot from the top of the left circle, and it bounced off the right pad of Rogers. Gibbs on the back door finishes it. 1-0 CMU.
Yeah, rebound control's the key to that goal. Rogers isn't able to corral that initial rebound. We've seen him struggle with corralling those shots early in this contest. And at 9:13, it bites him as Isaac Gibbs all alone on the back door. He's able to put it home.
It continues. His team lead, 7 goals on the year, 13th point. And Andrew Porzonik, who's been kind of cold to start this year through 9 games, gets his 3rd assist of the year. The mix of the top and second line go to work, and they get it done. 1-0 they lead with exactly 10:25 to go in this first period. Now they're looking for more. Andrew Porzonik again with speed over the line. Poke checked on the play by Owen Lawson. He'll send it back the way where it's retrieved by Messina. He'll stretch it out for Siraki off the left skate blade. This one's turned to the near corner now. Collected by Lawson again. He'll look for his man Steiger, and it was intercepted by Nathan Bottles. Bottles turns heel, centers it in front for Porzanic, and he was worked over. It's still loose. Can CMU regain possession? For now they do. Behind the gauge goes Porzanic. Look to center it, contested by Lawson again. Bottles retrieves it, centered again for Porzanic. The shot got blocked by his own man Siraki.
And Evan, CMU, since they scored that goal, has done a really, really good job.
Porzanic for Bottles! That one got blocked off the left leg. Sorry, Reagan. The forecheck for Central Michigan buzzing in the first 10 minutes of this game, and both teams will change for a moment.
And how about Kyle Bowerson, as we've got a penalty here. I think they're sending both of them off. Yep, so it's going to be Porzanic to go off along with Dakota Lehman.
Some coincidentals. Give us some open ice. We think for a moment, 4-on-4. 9:23 to go, first period. Isaac Gibbs got us started the 9:13 mark.
And how about Kyle Bowerson, Devin? Let that shot go from the left point. In only a second game this season, he's able to get his first point of the year.
Yeah, how about that? You and I talked before the pregame show how there has not been a repeat goal scorer on this team until last night in Josh Gilgren. And that's another person in depth piece in Bowerson who hasn't played every game this year, but getting on the stat sheet shows how versatile the lineup is getting.
I mean, for Bowerson, this is game number 2 for him of the season. Had a couple years off from hockey, back in the game. Spent the 18-19 year with Big Boy out in the Detroit area, but really hasn't played a lot of hockey recently.
Pass was too strong for Jake Bishop, trying to tag up in the neutral zone. It'll be collected by his opposition, 23, Michael Chapman. He'll contest for it to the corner. Chapman pushes it off the wall. He'll carry it ahead for Appleberg, who makes a nifty spin move. Appleberg looking for his option, sends it on net. Easy save by Jones. It'll allow Central to collect possession on the open ice. 2-on-1 could develop if they have speed. Jay Nadeau up the left wing. Winds up for the shot, and Rogers has it in his pads. A confident save there for Ryan Rogers, who played a number of games last year for Flint. 7 games this year, 3 wins, 3 losses, an overtime loss, or win rather, a 3.09 goals against average and a .901 save percentage. They used Jose Bass last night, who saved 49 on 54 Chippewa shots. A well-deserved rest for him, and Rogers in net tonight.
Yeah, heavy volume of shots, and now it looks like CMU is going to have a penalty kill here, 4-on-3 with Bishop in the box.
Did not see what the penalty was for, but Central's penalty kill has been perfect the last 2 games. They were 3 for 3 last night, 5 for 5 against Saginaw Valley in their 4-3 overtime loss last weekend. And this kill has had a lot of minutes to do. They are the 3rd most penalized team in ACHA Men's Division 3 at just above the 200 mark. 200-minute mark. 8:30 to go, first period. Central up 1-0 from the only goal scorer, Isaac Gibbs, from Porzanic. And the first penalty kill of the night for Jake Bishop. 4-on-3, the rare occasion. A big kill coming up. Wolverines retrieve it at the line. Here's Zach Potter. Thought about for a second, kind of mishandled the puck at the blue line, so he has to go back out to neutral ice and reset it. Josh Appleberg, good job by Isaac Gibbs to work him over and send this one down to kill time.
Yeah, and this penalty kill for CMU that's been really successful the last couple of series. Only three power play goals allowed in the last 4 games for them.
And that time they had to ice it because Brandon Clements beat out his man Zach Potter to the puck.
Yeah, how about that hustle for CMU on the PK, forcing Michigan-Flint to ice the puck. As the team on the power play, you want to have as many offensive zone draws as you can, but CMU's done a really good job of not letting Michigan-Flint establish much pressure.
This group head coached by Brendan Martin, assistant coaches Charlie Hayes and Tyler Koff. Charlie Hayes is in charge of this penalty kill unit, and they have absolutely done a wonderful job cracking down on not allowing teams too much time and space to work even on a power play. Here's Appleberg, however, at the point. Gets it to Michael Chapman. Those two were impact players yesterday. A opportunity to shoot, but Zach Potter elected to look for his man Chapman again. Now for Appleberg. Has a little bit of space if he thinks about it. Deflected away by Gibbs. They still possess, however, 1 minute to go in their first power play of the night. Appleberg drops it for Potter. Sends it on that back door. Blaine Gower couldn't handle it for the opportunity shot. Now another try. Jones, second time swallowed, and he'll get the whistle.
And to add on to that, and the net comes off its moorings, but a really good job by the CMU defense to clear that puck away from danger, and a good job by Jones in his first start all season to stand tall.
Yeah, first start all year. The junior has missed some time because of Sam Zavelson and
5-on-4
Caleb
now.
Woolery. Yeah, thank you. Caleb Woolery play. We're playing charades up here. 5-on-4, Reagan's telling me, as he just told you. Stefano Schiappono, their captain, carries it up for Aaron Steiger. They look to regain the zone, not without Christopher Martin there to send it the way. Brendan Schultz will tie up his man to the corner. Leaves it there for Schiappono. He'll look for his options. Neutral zone, good hustle here. Aaron Steiger now will carry it up left wing. Pressed to the ice by Connor Morgan. He'll dump it deep to the zone. Blake Berger, however, gets it for Schiappono. Works it to the end boards where it's collected that first time by Miles. Spun around by Messina. Miles will play to the corner. Good hustle by Messina to push him up. 3 seconds left in Bishop's penalty, and Central Michigan forces the Wolverines 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Out of the box, trying to contest it. Shot on net, saved by Jones, and the rebound's cleared away.
Good job by Martin there to clear the puck away, Devin. But CMU almost had a rush the other way with Bishop right out of the penalty box.
Messina with speed. For momentarily looked for Hop up there. It's turned over. Blake Berger looking for room. He'll shoot it from a sharp angle. Easy paddle save. Now off the bench comes Ryan Melody. Melody regains it. Leave it there for Lawson. Long stretch pass misses. That will go for an icing. With 5:47 to go, first period.
Fans, stay with us for the first intermission report. Ryan Donnelly will have that for you, as he and Anthony Schulte have the call in the women's game after this. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard for the rest of the MCHC.
The women's team off to a 5-1 start, playing Notre Dame. They handily won last year's matchups, big time. What was that, 7-0 last year, Derek? 5-1. Oh, 6-1. Well, still a wide margin. And off to, again, two of their best starts in club history. Luke Vasilovich centered for Isaac Hop, the freshman. It was just too strong for him.
I like that idea there from Vasilovich. He's got Hop out in front. And Hop, who's played really well in the chances he's gotten, Devin, so far in a Chippewa uniform.
He played on the top line last week in that Saginaw Valley series with the likes of Isaac Gibbs and Connor Morgan. Showing himself, freshman out of Gaylord, doing a really good job. Here's Josh Gilgren, 2 goals last night in the 5-3 win. Looked for his teammate Vasilovich. 2 Wolverines were there for it. It's Potter carrying it through center with speed. 1-on-4 here, looking to give his team time to change. So Kyle Bowerson to get out of the zone. Brandon Durden. Send it deep to the zone. Bowerson there to retrieve it without pressure. Chris Armentrout. Now Camaro will survey the ice. Saucered it to the red line. Schiappono sends it back. Potter sidesteps a man, Jay Nadeau, and that was an awkward fall for him. Getting up quickly on that.
Good to see Nadeau get up. Looked like could have been a scary knee-to-knee collision there, but they avoid disaster.
Blaine Gower back to Schiappono through center ice. The Wolverines desperately trying to gain the zone, and Central has done a solid job through the neutral zone to negate that. Now Jake Bishop with speed. He might have a one-on-one if he hurries. Waits for his options. Centering feed for Armentrout, and it got through traffic. One-time blast from Clements, and it's into the air off the glass.
And somehow that didn't hit anybody as it skittered through the slot. Armentrout almost got a stick on it.
To the middle of the ice. Blaine Gower ahead for Brendan Miles. He'll dump it away and go off for a change. It'll be Brandon Clements to retrieve it. Rimmed around the boards for Jay Nadeau. Nadeau pushed ahead. Intercepted by Halen Rose. Here's Rose with a long wrister, and that one well over the right post. 3:17 to go, first period. Devin Sarah, Reagan Cleaves. 1-0 is the score. An own goal from Isaac Gibbs. Kyle Bowerson. Look for Porzanic, taken by Blake Berger. Retrieved. And sent the length by Robertson. Up the left wing. Andrew Porzanic looks for room to work to the middle. And it's a good poke check by Josh Applebird the other way. But CMU on the back pressure, not allowing him to set up time. Here's Nathan Bottles with speed. Looks to carry it around the cage. He's pressed to the boards hard by Meisner.
Tell you what, Devin, referees are letting both these two teams play. They're letting them hack and slash, and it's led to a little bit of a more open game.
Spencer Messina sidesteps the check, looks to the middle of the ice, and a shot on net. Never got there as it scuttered through the slot area.
Yeah, Bottles was tied up on the back door there, Devin. Couldn't get free. He was tied up with a defender, and it skittered harmlessly by.
Lehman hard to the net. Good job by Lauren Jones to get the stick in the way, and that another try from a sharp angle just reached behind the net. Schultz now with a long saucer up the way. His team will change. He'll take a shot anyway, and it's saved by Rogers and collected.
1:58 to go here, period one, Devin. Central Michigan has done a really good job here early, I think, playing their game. This is something that we haven't seen the last couple of weekends. Granted, they've played some really tough opponents. Lawrence Tech and Saginaw Valley both in the top 15 in this first ranking period. But I think what CMU has done in this game is they've controlled the tempo. Yeah, Michigan-Flint's gotten their opportunities, but a lot of it's been Central Michigan moving left to right.
A fight for it at the far half wall. Andrew Porzanic is there. Long centering feed for Isaac Gibbs. That one missed. Connor Morgan now winds up, and look out. Rogers sprawled to the ice and hip checked his own man, Grayson Meisner, to do it.
Well, Meisner, lucky that didn't burn him. He runs into his own netminder as Rogers is trying to gobble it up and make the save, and it ended up coming loose, but Rogers was able to fall on it.
Yeah, Rogers is a bigger goaltender in stature than Jose Bass from my eye glance. I don't have his exact height or measurements, but he was a long-time netminder for this team. Played most of the games last year for them, in which Michigan-Flint had kind of a revitalized year. They've done a good job recruiting with this program to get them to a full roster.
And this program, Devin, has a history. Established in 2007, they're one-time national championship runner-ups. That came back in the 2012-2013 season. But it's good to see this program get back to where it was pre-pandemic. They struggled after that canceled season.
1 minute to go in the first period. Central controls on the forecheck. Looking for a tip there was Schultz from Camara's long attempt from the point. Kept in by Bowerson. Good tip into the air. Schultz, another one that's contested. Glove down by Camara. He'll wind up for one. Wide to the left post.
Yeah, good opportunity there for Morgan. He was falling down. Was able to get a shot on goal.
CMU looking for the tips in front. They've been doing a good job of it, but the bounces have not resulted in much luck. Look out. Wolverine taken out on the play by Brendan Schultz.
Yeah, Nick Karsten's wanting a penalty there, but he isn't going to get one. It looked like Dower kind of went down a little bit easier. I think that's why the officials didn't call that.
Camara stretch pass worked for a moment to Gilgren. Now Vasilovic to the center for Isaac Hop, and that one is seen. Where is it? The whistle sounds, but the puck was still loose.
Yeah, the puck was in the slot.
I'm confused as to why. I guess he lost vision of it, right, for a moment?
Yeah, I don't think anybody knew where it was.
Well, that whistle
that
just
a little bit of momentum.
I mean, it stifled what was CMU clamping down in the final 5 seconds exactly left. They could have got one or two more shots off there.
Honestly, it's a bit of a fortuitous bounce for CMU.
Well, here we go. Gilgren winds up, and it's just over the top of the goalpost. One more hack, and that will do it for the first period.
And that's a bit of a fortuitous whistle for CMU because Michigan-Flint had the puck and were about to exit the zone on a rush when the referee lost sight of it and blew the whistle. So for CMU, they can take a little bit of a breather here in the second and come out playing your game in the second.
The two teams will take a breather, and we will as well. First intermission report coming up here next on CCHN. Ryan Donnelly will have it for you as Central leads this one 1-0 from Isaac Gibbs' lone goal. We'll be back with the intermission report right here on CCHN.
And we welcome you back here inside Martin Ice Arena here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan for tonight's matchup between rebounding that puck, getting it into the net, distracting the goalie for the Wolverines, gives edging out that goal, his first goal in a long while. It's good to see him get that momentum back for Central Michigan. And Michigan-Flint improving from last night, from that 4-3 loss against Central Michigan last night at the Crystal Fieldhouse in Flint. Hoping to have a competitive second period for both these teams, and hoping that Central Michigan has their competitive edge, and that's what we have so far here in this first intermission report. Taking a look at our out-of-town scoreboards for the MCHC. All the games are going to be later, but a noticeable game: Purdue and Cincinnati. Purdue winning 16-1 in Cincinnati. What a win for the Boilermakers, and that will definitely climb up the rankings. When we come back, Reagan and Devin will have the call for you here at Martin Ice Arena, so don't go anywhere. You're watching Men's Division Club 3 Hockey here on the CMU Club Hockey Network.
Chippewa hockey is on CCHN.
Oh my goodness!
The place to watch Men's Division 3
Here's Connor Morgan out and quick pours on he scores!
and Women's Division 2.
Burnett's gonna get a shot and goal, and she scores!
Every shift, every goal, every game.
Central Michigan has turned the corner.
All in one place. CCHN, your home for Chippewa hockey. Second period action awaits us as Central and U of M Flint do battle in game number 2 of this weekend series. Devin Serra and Reagan Cleaves ringside with you and Reagan. Isaac Gibbs the lone goal for CMU in that period, but they controlled the tempo.
Yeah, CMU really controlled the tempo, and again, they're coming into today on a 3-game home losing streak. They haven't won at home since that Michigan State series, since that Notre Dame series. And this is something we really haven't seen from them here at Martin Ice Arena. They're controlling the tempo. They're getting shots on goal. They're testing Rogers. And really, they haven't allowed Michigan-Flint many opportunities.
Yeah, they've been outed by Michigan State, Lawrence Tech, and Saginaw at home. They're trying to change that against the team they've won 9 straight against. Puck drop at center ice. We are underway with second period action. Right to left, CMU goes in their maroon, gold, and white sweaters. The Wolverines in their maize and blue, correcting myself from earlier uniforms. You're welcome, Reagan. This one carried behind the cage for Sam Camara. Button hooked up for Isaac Gibbs. He'll sail it off, intended for Connor Morgan. It was first played up by Brendan Miles, where it's back collected by Camara. 5-on-5 with the first 30 seconds, early stages of second period, Reagan. CMU went 1-for-1 on the penalty kill. The referees have been letting them play.
Yeah, indeed, they have been letting them play. And we saw the head coach, Nick Carstens, for Michigan-Flint, giving it to him at the end of that period. And I really think as long as they're consistent, I don't mind that the referees are letting them play. It's just a matter of, will this game get out of hand?
Yeah, right. You wonder about, in recent weeks, it seems the officiating's been tighter than what we've expected that first period. But all the more or less. Here's a backhanded chance for Connor Morgan, and that was contested as he had a wide open net to shoot at. Here's Camara winds up, and it's blocked off the skate blade of Josh Appleberg.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity for Connor Morgan. Isaac Gibbs just put too much zip on that pass, and he couldn't bury it.
Bowerson holds the line. He's hampered on the play by Brendan Miles. It comes back the way for Camara, who will have to leave it for Appleberg. Appleberg gains possession on the line. A quick shot is seen all the way and easily stopped and whistled by Jones. And both teams will change.
And Lauren Jones makes a good save there. He hasn't seen a lot of action today, Devin. Michigan-Flint got 8 shots on goal. It's not a ton of action that's been in Lauren Jones' net, but he's done a good job to stay in it and not get lazy or complacent.
He's always been a goaltender that's been great at rebound control. One of the highlights of a junior netminder that's been a long stay with this team. Started the most games last year for Central Michigan Division III. Up at the point for Christopher Martin. It's turned in aside. Up to the point for Bottles. A shot on net. It's loose. Rogers found it for the initial stop.
Yeah, Bottles right in the slot. Wasn't able to jam it home. He took the monkey off his back last night, Devin, with that power play tally.
Picked behind the cage, hip checked, Siraki to Trevor Keller. It comes free to the point for Messina. He'll wind up with a shot, and that one might have hit a body in front.
Yeah, traffic in front of Rogers there. Messina, good decision to shoot it and make sure it could possibly test the netminder.
17:39 to go in second period. 1-0 Central from the lone goal on Isaac Gibbs in the first period. And Gibbs extends his team lead in goals with that one to 7. Andrew Porzanda got only his 3rd assist of the year, 4th point. And you and I have talked so much about the lack of scoring with this Central team through the first 8 games of the year. They've been reversing that as of late.
Yeah, big hit there on Jake Bishop. Gets the crowd into it.
Indeed. This one is tapped quickly by Robertson into the attacking zone. Michigan retrieves, however. It's intercepted by Jay Nadeau as he gets crunched to the press box stand. Sailed across where it's carried by Dan Coughlin. He'll return it. Give and go for Owen Lawson. He'll chase it deep to the zone. This time, he'll corral it behind himself. A hard check from behind there from Kyle Robertson. Chris Armentrout tries to gain center. It'll be sent back by Blake Berger. Retrieved by Robertson again. Robertson mishandled the puck, gave Berger some time and opportunity. He gets double team in the corner. To the trapezoid. Up the far wall. Moved by Connor Morgan. Check that, Jake Bishop. Back and forth we go. Grayson McKenzie taking a check from behind by Bishop. Michigan fans don't like that one, but as you say, they're not going to get a call.
You know, Devin, this forecheck for Michigan-Flint is a bit underrated. That last minute and a half, they've been able to pressure CMU, force them to make turnovers at neutral ice, as this is going to go for icing against the Wolverines. But it's credit to the Wolverines. They've been putting pressure on CMU here early in the second, but CMU's done a good job of staying with it.
Well, Michigan-Flint's top line has been the most productive for them. I think of guys like Josh Appleberg, Brendan Olgo, and Blake Berger, who had a goal last night. So when you're trying to work with guys that have a little bit more of a top-heavy production, how do you assess roles on the second and third lines if you're Michigan-Flint?
I mean, really, it's kind of what CMU's been doing at the start of this year. It's rotating lines until you find something that clicks. For CMU, that top line of Gibbs, Morgan, and Schultz in that played last night really well. That line's going to stay together, but they're cycling through the rest of their lines trying to find something that clicks, and Michigan-Flint's got to do the same thing.
Good point. We can expect quick changes from that line later in this game. It's a quick turnaround from last night. Puck sent across to the center of the ice. Nobody home. Isaac Hopp, the freshman, to the corner. Muscled by Dan Coughlin. He'll win the battle over back. Returns around the cage looking for his options. He'll dust it off at the point. They're wound up by Robertson, and it hit Gilgren in front of himself. Look out, stretch pass, breakout for Blake Berger. He's all alone in. Shot on net, saved! Jones got it with the blocker.
And Jones is able to keep his feet set, doesn't get his feet in concrete. He's able to respond to that shot that's up in the shoulder. Good job by Lauren Jones.
There's the first odd man, rather breakout rush for Michigan-Flint this entire game. Now across the other way, Connor Morgan has shots on the other side. He'll wind up, and it's turned wide to the left post. Deep to the corner. Morgan retrieves it back. Leaves it there for Isaac Gibbs. They'll tag up with it. Attempted. It was played and muscled by Grayson Meissner. Pushed all the way to the point. Christopher Martin will now tee it up, and it's blocked in front. Camara dumps it back deep. Isaac Gibbs touches it up. It'll be left there by Meissner. Can't get it out. Good job by Christopher Martin to settle it at the half wall. And a hip check by Brendan Schultz. Keeps the line. Schultz moves deep to the zone. Centered it for Gibbs, and it went through his wickets. Now look out. Bad play at the line by Camara. It allows a lone chance for Miles, and he winds up. Jones might have caught a piece of that.
What a great job by Lauren Jones making up for the couple of defensive laps here for CMU. Some good stretch passes by the Wolverines allow for some good opportunities, but Lauren Jones is up to the task.
Twice in 2 minutes, the Chippewas get caught flat-footed. They get a new change on the ice. This one's intercepted. Porzondik saved by Rogers. It's still loose in front, and it's Morgan on the goal line. That one was kept out by Grayson Meissner. Another try from the point is off a body. Holy smokes, that was on the goal line, mere inches. And Grayson Meissner, their defenseman, keeps it out. There's a blast from Messina, and it's wide off the glass.
Yeah, another round of great pressure here by CMU, Devin. A couple of good shots, but somehow Rogers is able to keep it out.
Christopher Martin, the forecheck for the Chippewas. Porzondik! Rogers has got it, and he's going to smother it to settle things down. Holy smokes, what a 2-minute forecheck for CMU after the Wolverines had 2 breakaway chances back-to-back.
Yeah, the Wolverines had a couple of great chances on some breakaways, but CMU coming back, responding with that pressure. They've done a really good job here. 13-17 to go, period 2.
It's not about what happens to you. It's all about how you respond. A good philosophy in hockey and in life. The Wolverines, however, are looking to answer themselves. Aaron Steiger left it there. Good job by Clements to get in the passing lane. Back to the point to retrieve it is Michael Chapman. Leaves it there for Nick Lamb. It'll be backhanded in by Dakota Lehman, who paid the price for doing it. Now it's loose in front. Jones with the stop. Second time paddled, and the net is off as Jones falls under himself.
Yeah, scrum at the side of the net. And now Porzondik
pleading his case, as he normally does.
He's chirping Lehman right there. Getting after him as those two get into it after the whistle, but good job by Lauren Jones to seal that far side post with that leg and be able to keep that puck out of the net. 12:53 to go here in period 2. this game is a lot tighter than it should be, Devin, as CMU has had most of the pressure, but they're still controlling this hockey game.
And with how much CMU outshot Michigan-Flint, 54 to the mere 20s for the Wolverines, they expected CMU did more goals in that game. Won that game 5-3 last night. Look out, big hit laid out by Dakota Lehman. He cleaned Andrew Miller's clock there at the far corner. Jay Nadeau, however, keeps the line at the corner. He'll be helped out by Jake Bishop. Fanned on the clear attempt. Here's Robinson from the point, off the end boards.
Bishop broke his stick. He gets one from the bench there, but the stick is still loose in the right wing circle.
Nadeau sidesteps the man. He's pressured still by Aaron Steiger, and Steiger wins that battle over and allow his team the ability to change. Central has to go back to retrieve it, but it is going to be an icing.
Yeah, an icing here against Michigan-Flint, and
which will keep this line out there, I believe.
Yeah, the line will be kept out there, and frankly, Devin, I'm surprised that this game hasn't had more penalties. It's been a very physical game. The referees are letting them play, and given what we saw last night with the frustration building between both teams, especially late in that game with Michigan-Flint getting frustrated and CMU responding, this game has the possibility and the chance to get out of hand if the referees don't start controlling it now.
This team has been heavily officiated at home. A number of penalties. I think we should have kept track of how many penalties the Chippewas were racking up per game at home. But you're right. This one, only one penalty on the night. Two if you count the coincidental to Dakota Lehman and Andrew Porzonik early in the first. Look out. Blowing a tire was Kyle Bowerson.
And there's another hook that goes uncalled.
He'll go up quick here as he clears the wayside. Nick Lamb on the check, and we're going to get a stoppage of play. Is this going to be a penalty?
It's going to be a penalty, I believe, on Michigan-Flint, or it's going to be on Bowerson. Well, Bowerson heads off, but he goes to the bench, and CMU will go on the power play, Devin.
There you have it. First one of the night for CMU, as it's Nick Lamb going to the box. So he's fighting with Bowerson through the neutral zone. It was played all the way to the near corner of CMU's end, or the opposition, however, and eventually Lamb came out the worst end of it. So a power play tonight for CMU, their first. They were 2 for 4 last night on the man advantage. Nathan Bottles to dig in. And the first clear up the near glass. It'll be retrieved by Isaac Gibbs, one of their best. Only goal scorer tonight.
Yeah, and it's not how you want to start the power play for CMU, chasing the puck back into your own end. However, it does give you the chance to regroup, but Michigan-Flint doing a good job to seal off the neutral zone and not let CMU get past.
Here's Christopher Martin. Leads the breakout for Isaac Gibbs. Across the way for Bottles. He'll gain the blue line, and in they go. Bottles with speed, deep to the corner. Under duress by Chapono. Bottles will look for his options. He'll just give it to Christopher Martin at the point. Drops it off with nobody home at the half wall. It's first there by Bottles with the speed. He'll button hook. In front for Porzonik, trying to stuff it short side, and Rogers was ready for it. Now Isaac Gibbs. Across, quickly for Vasiljevic. Bottles gets it back. He'll stop on a dime. Evade pressure. Give it back to Martin one more time at the point. 50 seconds to go in their first power play of the night. Vasiljevic across. Gibbs scores!
And Rogers is going to plead goaltender interference here, Devin. As he got bumped out in front, I'm not sure who it was, but right now the two officials behind the net having a discussion. This goal might get called back.
We'll wait to see on the officiating's call on that, but if it is standing, it would be Gibbs' second goal of the night and the third power play for CMU on this weekend.
And they are going to wave it off. There was a bump. Rogers got bumped in front of the net by a CMU forward, and it's going to be waved off. The game remains 1-0.
No goal. Wow. I mean, you called it, Johnny, on the spot right as it happened, because it was a great feed. Vasiljevic went all the way across the slot to Gibbs, and he went bar down on it, but not without Rogers under duress.
The reason I think they waved that back is because Rogers was bumped on the near side of the net. He wasn't able to recover and get all the way back to the to face that shot from Isaac Gibbs in the right wing circle.
So an unfortunate circumstance. Fortunate, depending on the side you're on, for the Wolverines.
And then as a result of the...
There's still 46 seconds on the power play with 10:13 to go in the period.
And as a result of that incidental contact, CMU is now going to have a face-off in the neutral zone instead of the offensive zone.
It'll be Josh Gilgren, second power play unit out. It's won by the Wolverines and dumped the length of the ice. Lauren Jones to leave it there for his man, Sam Camaro. Orchard Lake, St. Mary's. Camaro will carry the breakout up the right wing for Jay Nadeau. He's got speed over the line, stays on side with Gilgren. Looking for his option, centers it in front there, looking for Schultz, and Rogers got a piece of that.
Yeah, Devin, that's another bouncing puck in front of Rogers that CMU is able to at least get a good scoring chance off of. Rebound control hasn't been his strong suit here in the first half of this hockey game.
Camara looking for a bounce. It was settled down by Schultz. Leaves it there for Nadeau. They'll cycle it back to the point. Across for Connor Morgan. Now Camara. They'll tag up with Morgan. He'll wind up wide. High to the left post. Power play is over. Out of the box, a streaking man comes. It's Grayson McKenzie, and a great back pressure by Connor Morgan negates the scoring chance.
Heck of a back pressure there by Connor Morgan. And something, talking with the coaching staff, Devin, is that Connor Morgan has had bounces go his way this semester and to start this year, but he's done a really good job of capitalizing on those bounces, and you really don't get those bounces unless you're working your tail off.
Andrew Porzonic flies into the attacking zone. He'll turn wide. No one there to catch up yet as his team was changing. Now they do. Brendan Clements from the point. It went off his own man, Saraki. Wolverines come back the other way. Dakota Lehman with pressure. Nathan Bottles sails this up the right wing for Jake Bishop, who regains the line. Held sides of a man with a nifty move. No one was there in front, but a Wolverine body. Josh Appelberg forwards this to Lehman. And Lehman will wind up a shot. Oh, my goodness. Jones had it in his glove, or he thought he did, but it bounced out of it. They'll center one in front. Good job. Two Chippewas in front on the streaking Trevor Keller. Nathan Bottles, once again, gains possession. He'll wind up a shot, and it is into the protective netting for the whistle. 8:07 to go.
Broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association, the CMU Club Hockey Network, and Moore Hall Television. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the ACHA, CCHN, and MHTV.
Both teams will get fresh changes out there, and if you're head coach Brendan Martin, Reagan, you have to be frustrated this game isn't bigger with how much CMU has controlled.
Well, I think that shows when he was arguing that goaltender interference call on what would have been the second goal of the game for CMU. Yeah, it's frustrating, and it's fairly clearly goaltender interference. Look out.
Big speed up the wing. Here's Zach Potter with a shot, and it's wide.
We saw Potter get a couple of great opportunities last night, Devin. He was really, along with Appelberg, he really got the Michigan-Flint offense going.
Yeah, no kidding. And, their leading scorer, Josh Appelberg, has still been left off the board in this series. He had a hat trick at Crystal Fieldhouse last year.
Yeah, part of what drove that Michigan-Flint comeback to that 6-5 CMU overtime win.
Christopher Martin gets this puck back from Morgan. Pressured by Meissner. They'll leave it there for Gibbs. They'll cycle it. Christopher Martin looks for a shot. That was saved by Rogers. Traffic in front. And the second sharp angle try was saved again. 2-2 to the corner. Connor Morgan in front for Gibbs. Can't find a room to shoot it as Chapono muscled him out of the slot. Now Gibbs will look to wind up, and Rogers saw it the whole way for the glove stop.
And again, some really good pressure here by CMU in the offensive end. They're taking a lot of sharp angle shots, but they're doing a good job to create that chaos in front of the net that Brennan Martin has been wanting all season.
Yeah, and they are creating chaos. I mean, there is mad scrambles still to clear these pucks. But Michigan-Flint, we said yesterday, was one of the best teams in the ACHA at clearing rebounds.
And we saw that yesterday with only one or two of those 5 CMU goals coming on wacky bounces out in front. Other than that, it was just good, clean shots by the Chippewas.
Spencer Messina keeps it alive at the point. It's loose in the slot area. Christopher Martin streaks in. And Michigan bodies. are there to contest the slot area with speed up the right wing. One-time blast, and that's wide of the right post by Dakota Lehman. Trying to catch up to it was Keller, and it was too far away from him. Now, up the end board glass. Carried to the cage area, and another shot by Keller was saved by Jones. Aaron Steiger somehow got that to the deep slot. Luke Vasilovich has to stop on a dime, and he is cleaned out by Keller. It allows Steiger to regain possession. He'll go off for a change with tired bodies. 6:06 to go in the second period. CMU's lone goal from Isaac Gibbs. It's a stretch pass for Bishop. Shot. Look out. It's loose. Vasilovich dives to the ice. Another try by Bishop is wide.
And the Chippewa bench pleading their case. It looked like Vasilovich got hauled down from behind there, and that's why CMU wasn't able to get a goal out of that.
Holy cannoli. That should have been a scoring chance for Bishop. Instead, it's going to be an offside, and a whistle will ensue.
And a penalty coming up.
It's going to be on Michigan-Flint. Dan Coughlin. Did you see what for, Reagan?
A tripping penalty on Coughlin there. So 14-17, and after the referees have swallowed their whistles for the first 35 minutes of this game, it's a bit interesting to see that called and nothing else.
Central Michigan 0-for-1 on the power play. They had a goal from Isaac Gibbs waved off for goaltender interference earlier in this period. So they're going to wind up and do it all again. The faceoff digs deep to the corner. Kamara can't hold the line for now. He has to go back to retrieve it. He'll tag up with his man Connor Morgan, playing a versatile forward and defenseman option there.
And Devin, this CMU power play has scored goals in 5 straight games. And they really haven't been able to establish much offensive zone presence when they've had the man advantage.
Good point. Josh Gilgren to the end boards. Will circle it around with space to work with it. He'll leave it up to the point for Morgan. He'll wind up a shot. That one turned aside, and it's into the bench. I thought it was. Everybody ducked like it was, and it's off their bench and to Lauren Jones.
And that hit the glass right in front of the Chippewa bench. But that's a good cycle by CMU. Now they've got to chase back into their own end and get up the ice. They're able to enter the zone here. Let's see if they can set up.
The breakout gets underway. Connor Morgan tries to sidestep Josh Appleberg. Look out, shorthanded. Here he comes with speed at the right way. He's got Miles down the middle. Contested 2-on-1. Great back pressure. Evades his chance on the net, but they're shorthanded, able to kill off more time. 50 seconds are left. Fortunate glove out of the air for Appleberg. He'll have to wait and kill off time as he gets the clock clean, not without ticking off the dial a little bit more. Jay Nadeau gets back into the zone. Second power play unit comes out. Andrew Porzonik all alone. Dumps it there to the end boards for Nadeau. Looks to go in front. It's blockered away by the skate of Chapman. Still at the point is Morgan. Now Chapman will bank it off the glass, up and out. What a kill this is for Michigan-Flint. And it's forced a smother by Jones.
Just like Central Michigan did back in that first period, forcing the Michigan-Flint power play to have a defensive zone faceoff draw. Good pressure there by the Wolverines to force Lauren Jones to cover that puck, and that leads to a defensive zone draw for CMU here.
Tension is building. This period has had all kinds of action. Breakaway attempts by Michigan-Flint. A goal waved off by the Chippewas. And with this power play, 10 seconds left, they'll look to break it out one more time. On the man advantage, Isaac Gibbs falls under himself. Thought about a trip for a second. Zach Potter was contesting him. Out of the box comes Dan Coughlin, and he'll go straight to the bench. CMU goes 0-for-2 on the power play tonight. Taken over by Hayden Rose. He'll wind up a shot, and that one turned over the top of the goal post. Up to the point. One-time blast, well wide of the point. Intentional bounce goes to Blaine Gower. Back up to the point for Meissner. This one across for Chapono. He'll wind up a shot. It's loose. Puck is available. Where is it? And it skirts wide. It's retrieved by Michigan-Flint. Blaine Gower. Back to Chapono. He'll feed it across for Meissner. That got blocked in front by Gibbs. He'll try and work it up the boards. Bottles settles it down. He's got Porzonik down the right wing with him. He'll try to turn inside, and he's stood up by Meissner. One-time blast by Porzonik, and Rogers will cover for a stop.
A flurry of activity, Devin, for both sides here. CMU able to clear that puck out of their own out of their own crease area. Lauren Jones down and out. They're able to tie up the Wolverines and clear the puck. The other way comes Nathan Bottles. He gets held up, but good job there by Andrew Porzonic to get a shot on goal. He's got a hard shot, had 44 points last season, and he still only has 3 this season, trying to get that point total up.
Wolverines had a great chance to tie up this hockey game, but the puck was clear to the wayside. Josh Gilgren's shot is deflected away by Keller, and we'll redo it. 2:53 to go in this second period. We are still in a 1-0 game. And the Chippewas will get you the official shot totals in the intermission report coming up by Ryan Donnelly, our producer tonight, doing a great job. Sam, I cannot pronounce your last name, but running the camera for us tonight. Apologies.
Tabashinsky, there we go.
Thank you. But there's still time to work with it. If CMU can find their way back on the score sheet. Jay Nadeau, 1-on-1 against Steiger. He'll push it as far as deep to the Michigan-Flint zone. Got to be careful not to call them Michigan. That's a different school. Here's Jay Nadeau with puck available. He'll be contested by Lehman. He'll bounce off the end boards one more time. Push to the far corner. Coughlin sidesteps a check from Clements. Clements will look for carrying with it. Wants the center one. It's off the skate blade. Good defensive play by Nick Lamb. Lamb will look for his options. Thinks about sailing it. He will. It's gloved down by Clements at center ice. Can't touch up for a moment. Dakota Lehman pushes it back as CMU is changing. Stretch pass intended for Porzonic, missed from Robertson, and will get an icing.
And you know, Devin, the CMU dominance that we saw through the first 30 minutes of this hockey game has kind of waned in the closing minutes of the second period. It's been a lot more back and forth. CMU really hasn't been able to establish much presence in the offensive end.
And they're getting a lot of shots on the net, don't get us wrong, but they have not been able to finish on the rebound chances. And when they have, Rogers has come up with some big stops.
And they aren't, and the chances that they are getting aren't as quality as we saw maybe earlier in this game.
So Brandon Clements double teams with Nathan Bottles, trying to get it out. One-timer from the point. It's wide to the right post from Lawson. It's kept in by Chapman. He'll cycle it down low. Clements sidesteps a check from Rose. They're going to tie up with it now and battle for it. 1:27 to go in this second period. CMU up 1-0. Porzonic finds some room to work it up for Robertson. He's going to turn heel and head down ice. Downhill. A race for it to the corner, finishes his check, is helped out with Porzonic. Rather Bottles makes a nifty move, centers it for Porzonic now, and he's wide of the short side. Saraki keeps the line, looked for Bottles. It comes free to Porzonic as they trap in the trapezoid. Robertson now can't keep the line. 1 minute exactly go in the period.
And it's going to draw a
delayed penalty coming up here on the Wolverines.
Robertson got hooked, so CMU is going to have a chance. But an errant pass goes into the hands of the Wolverines. 45 seconds left in the second period, Devin. Chippewas have a chance here to try and extend their power play goal streak to 5.
Yeah, and if you're CMU, you've had every opportunity to do this now. They've been passing the puck a lot more than we saw comparatively last week. I mean, if you're on this power play unit, where are you looking to go with this and why?
I mean, I think, first of all, you're looking to win the draw in the offensive end here. It stinks to start a period on a power play. You don't get that offensive zone faceoff. So with 45 seconds left, they're looking to win this faceoff and get the pressure in the offensive end and cycle the puck like they did last night. It drew success, 2 for 6 on the power play.
Gilgren to dig in and hampered to the half-wall boards. It's picked up by Brendan Schultz. Schultz will go to work, surveys his options, looks better of it to Connor Morgan, who will sail it across for Camara. Camara back to Schultz, winds up with the shot. It's loose in front, available, and a Wolverine got it first. Not without Schultz contesting. Good job to hold the line, but too strong for Jay Nadeau. Stefanos Shapono will find it, but it's sailed into the netting, so they're going to have to get the face-off in the right circle. 20.4 is the time on the clock.
That's exactly what CMU needed to do. They worked the cycle well there in the first 20 seconds of this power play. They're able to get a couple of shots on goal and force U of M Flint to make the mistakes of dumping that puck out.
They win the draw. Camara across for Morgan. They'll play tag at the point, waiting for time and space. A deflected shot in front. It's loose, up for grabs, and Rogers has sprawled out, and he's got it. 9.3 is the time on the clock with 1:25 left in the power play.
Again, Devin, this is exactly what Brennan Martin talked about with us on the bus last night, getting shots low, creating chaos in front, and they're forcing Rogers to find that puck through a sea of bodies.
So Gilgren will do it again. This time it's more contested to the point. 4 seconds left. One more shot. That's turned wide to the right circle. Connor Morgan looks to retrieve it, and that's going to do it. So CMU gets a ton of pressure in the final 45 seconds. It ends up with some clutch saves by Ryan Rogers along with Lauren Jones. In a chaotic second, it stays 1-0 in favor of CMU. Second intermission report coming up with Ryan Donnelly to recap the period and get you some out-of-town scoreboards. 1-0 is the score for Martin Ice Arena. We'll be back soon here on CCHN.
And we're back here inside Martin Ice Arena in Mount Pleasant, Michigan for this contest between the University of Michigan-Flint Wolverines and your Central Michigan Chippewas. The current score is still Central Michigan 1, Michigan-Flint nothing. Taking a look, no goals scored here in the second period, but shots on goal. Central Michigan having 11 in the second period. That makes their shot total 221, and Michigan-Flint had 7 total shots in the second period, which brings their total to 15 shots taken. Central Michigan leading in shots taken. And in the second period, Central Michigan-Flint having three penalties, a hooking, and that's all we have so far. A hooking penalty. Central Michigan will be in the power play when we return in the third period. Central Michigan putting a case in their name, you know, bringing back that momentum they had from yesterday. This was last night. This was Michigan-Flint's period, scoring 3 goals in the second period. Central Michigan able to not let them score a single goal in the second period, trying to gain momentum, and they did just that. Central Michigan needs to capitalize on this win tonight and eventually get the sweep here against the Wolverines. Unfortunately, no out-of-town scoreboards for now. We recap that in the first intermission, but all the games will be on a later slate. But just a reminder, Purdue beat Cincinnati 16-1 earlier today, and take a look out for the Red Wings and the Bruins later tonight. When we come back, Reagan and Devin will have the third period for you, and don't go anywhere after the third period because we will have our post-game show. So, from Ryan Donnelly here saying thank you so much for watching the second intermission report, and make sure you catch me and Anthony Schulte for the women's D2 game against Notre Dame at 7:30. You're watching Men's Division III Club Hockey here on CMU Club Hockey Network.
Chippewa hockey is on CCHN.
Oh my goodness!
The place to watch Men's Division III
Here's Connor Morgan out in front for Porzundiki scores!
and Women's Division II.
Burnett's gonna get a shot and goal, and she scores!
Every shift, every goal, every game.
Central Michigan has turned the corner.
All in one place. CCHN, your home for Chippewa hockey. Third period action awaits us from Martin Ice Arena as CMU narrowly leads the U of M Flint Wolverines. Devin Sarah, Reagan Cleaves, ringside for you here. And Reagan, a chaotic second period with a multitude of chances for both sides. U of M Flint had a number of shorthanded chances, but they are shorthanded again to start the period as CMU will have their third power play.
Yeah, and I really think what stands out to me in that second period was how well Michigan-Flint was able to keep this game close. They're being outshot 21-15, but they're bringing the physicality. Hits right now 40-37 for Michigan-Flint. So that's something that CMU really hasn't trailed in much this season. And in this series, Michigan-Flint's been doing a really good job, especially compared to last night.
Yeah, and the hits say they're dead all. The shots are the same thing. 7 apiece in that second period for the teams. CMU narrowly leads that 21-15 overall. And if you want a silver lining for this, look, Central should be up a lot bigger than they are. I think that's a biased but an also objective standpoint. What do you think is snake-biting CMU on a team that's struggled to score like they have?
I think it's a lack of being able to get into the offensive end. One thing Michigan-Flint did really well throughout that second period was, yes, Central Michigan had their opportunities. They were able to establish some zone time, but Michigan-Flint on the rush did a really good job of keeping CMU outside of the zone. Most of CMU's pressure came after a zone entry. It didn't come on the rush. And that's something that Michigan-Flint has done a really good job of, but for CMU, they're looking to change that here come the third period.
Central will rejoin action on the power play to begin things. 1 minute and 16 seconds they will have on for the hooking penalty assessed to Blake Berger. And that's where we will begin for the final 20 minutes of this one. Nathan Bottles to dig in up against Zach Potter. Third period action is underway here from Martin Ice Arena. First blood goes to the Michigan-Flint Wolverines. Stefano Schipona, their top man, goes D-to-D with Grayson Meister, who's going to dump it the length of the ice to kill some time. 1 minute exactly left in CMU's third power play of the night. They are 0 for 2 previously. Up the left wing with speed comes Nathan Bottles, lurking with support from Isaac Gibbs, but it could never get there as Andrew Porzanik trailed the play well. They tie it up 2-on-1 to the far corner with Grayson Meissner. It's won over by Bottles. Rather Vasilovich, he'll backhand it and tag up. Isaac Gibbs at the point, running a hybrid system. They got a forward at the point. There with a true defenseman, Christopher Martin. He'll bank this one off the half wall to nobody in particular, and it will go the length of the ice. That's one of yours, Cleaves.
Now with 25 seconds left, CMU did a good job, but they really didn't get they didn't really get a good shot look on that zone possession. So CMU back the other way here with Vasilovich trying to get something working.
Vasilovich pressured in the zone by Chapman, but he regained it on the breakout. Isaac Gibbs with 6 seconds to go on the man advantage and penalty to Blake Berger. Now Berger, 2 seconds, 1, out of the box he comes. A blast from the point. It's loose for Porzanik. He couldn't settle it down off the left skate. Stretch pass intended for Berger missed, as that was Blaine Gower trying to race him for it, but the icing's waved off as he won the battle. Look out, wrestling move as Isaac Gibbs is taken down to the ice by Berger. What's the call going to be?
It's going to be a holding penalty, I believe, and I think it's going to be on CMU.
I mean, that was a full-on tackle. It looked like Stone Cold Steve Austin to The Rock in WrestleMania 13. I don't even know if that's accurate, but that's a wrestling analogy. He dropped him. So I think they're going to send both of them off here, Reagan.
So it's going to be both roughing calls.
Yep.
So Chippewas lucky that both Berger and Isaac Gibbs are going to be sent off. It will be 4-on-4 here early in period 3.
Berger just came out of the box most recently on his hooking penalty. So he goes back, as will Gibbs. Gives us open ice with 18:29 to go in the third period. We are still at a 1-0 tally on the early first strike by Isaac Gibbs. The leading scorer for the Chippewas on the bench for now. Clements leads the breakout for Jay Nadeau. Centered a feed for Bishop with too much smoke on it. Now Clements is pushed to the corner. Retrieved and held back by Hayden Rose. Clements gets it back. Leaves it at the point there for Robertson. He'll go across for Bishop. Looked for Clements across the way again. He's going to bump shoulders with Chapman, and they'll fight over for it. Now it's Jay Nadeau chasing in for it there. Contested by Owen Lawson. button hooking is Meissner. He's going to get out of the zone, not before CMU tries to get it right back in. And this one might cause an icing. It will, as the Wolverines didn't gain the red line.
Yeah, CMU getting a good amount of puck move into the offensive end here with a little bit more open ice there, and I like the movement up at the point from CMU. They do a really good job of putting the pressure around the point and forcing U of M to put pressure up at the blue line.
I mean, they look a lot more patient. You know, it was shooting yesterday. Today, they've been a lot more conservative with their selections of the shots. It's only resulted in 1 goal today so far. Up the wing, here's Josh Alpenberg with speed. Sidesteps a man, deep to the corner. Look to put it right on to the net, and it's smothered by Jones as he had a man down memory lane. With 17:29 to go, 1 minute exactly left in the roughing penalty to Blake Berger and Isaac Gibbs from a moment ago. And, you know, this game changed in a hurry. The first period was kind of with some lull periods back and forth. Then the CMU the second had so many chaotic chances, and now the third begins. And we got a lot of open ice.
Yeah, indeed, especially that open ice is
Connor Morgan was worked over. It's open. How about that? It's open like the ocean.
Yeah, it's enhanced by the fact that it's a 4-on-4. That's the word I was looking for.
There you go. Kyle Robertson with a shot easily seen and saved by Rogers. Retrieved by Meissner. Under duress. He'll get it up the wing where it's carried out by Blaine Gower. Lead pass too far for Potter. It'll be contested and won over by Camara. He steals it. Taken over by Meissner. Sidesteps to Chippewas. He'll leave it there for Chapono, their captain. Intended a shot well wide of the goal. It'll be up to the point. Blocked off a skate blade. Here's Camara to work it out with help from Connor Morgan and Andrew Porzondik. Gains the blue line now. Stops on a dime. Waiting for numbers. He'll get it to the point, but it's too far outside, and Bowerson has to retreat the attack.
Yeah, Bowerson's momentum was going the other way, and he couldn't get back to the line to keep it in, but he works it ahead to Porzondik here.
It's taken over by Rose. He's going to skate all the way around to a race, and he's pickpocketed by Nathan Bottles. Takes a shot on net, and a save by Rogers with nobody home to stuff the rebound. Kyle Bowerson now off the near side wall. Played it for Siraki. Taken over by Berger again. Sidesteps one man. Michigan-Flint gets wholesale changes. Josh Alpenberg straight off the bench into the zone, and it's offside. Too much for Blake Berger.
Yeah, Berger couldn't get outside the zone, but Bowerson doing a really good job here in only his second game as a Chippewa. He's been able to create chances, the assist on that Isaac Gibbs goal back in the first period, and it's been really, really exciting to see a new face for CMU, one that hasn't got a ton of playing time, do good work.
You know what's also exciting to see is Lauren Jones make another save there on the net with 15:40 to go in this third period. That is the lone goal in this hockey game. CMU has scored more than once in about half their games this year. They were shut out 1-0 by Michigan State a couple of weeks ago, and then lost 5-1 subsequently. Then they lost 9-2 and then tied Lawrence Tech 2-2. Since then, 4-1 with Saginaw, then a 4-3 overtime loss, and they've produced more offense as of late. However, not in this game. Here's Andrew Siraki now. Drop pass for Huff! Took a shot, and it collected by Bottles. Looked to center it again, and it's this time taken over by Berger.
Yeah, and Devin, you talk about that offense for CMU. 8 goals in the last 2 games for them.
The other way, Appleberg trying to make something happen. He's going to get a whistle. A delayed penalty coming up here on CMU.
Rogers to the bench. 6th attacker on for Michigan-Flint.
Back to retreat is Berger. Under duress by Gilgren. Works it up the near side wall there for Coughlin. Can Michigan-Flint reset this play and get numbers the other way? 6-on-5. The linesman, referee's arm is still up on the ice, and it's too far, so this is icing. But it's going to be a penalty coming up here on the Chippewas.
Yeah, so the penalty is going to come up on CMU. 14:25 to go here in period 3. A hooking penalty on Spencer Messina. But the question is, where's the face-off going to be? And it looks like it's going to be outside the
Do they offset because an icing results in it back in the Flint zone, but a penalty results
in. So you can't have it.
Yeah.
You can't have the penalty face-off be all the way back in the defensive end because it was a stoppage of play caused by the non-offending team. So the puck comes outside for the face-off.
This is pretty important. CMU another time wins that draw. They've been much better in this series on face-off draws after it was, from an eye glance standpoint, 70-30 Saginaw last week.
And, Devin, this is the first power play opportunity that the Wolverines have had back since that first period.
Brendan Miles carries with it. He'll gain the blue line, drops the trailer to the end boards. It's first touched by Camara, not without a sidestep help from Blaine Gower. Gower working to the point for Michael Chapman, the quarterback of this power play. Back down low for Gower. He's going to assess options. Up to the point. It'll look to be sailed across, and a one-time blast breaks the stick of Michael Chapman, and he has to go off. They contain the zone, however. Zach Potter gets worked over now, and Camara will at least get it to the bench, and Chapman's got himself a new twig.
Yeah, Chippewas catch a lucky break there. Chapman's wide open in the left circle, snaps his twig, and CMU is able to clear the puck.
Potter slingshots it for Miles. They'll send it in front, and it's blockered away by Christopher Martin. One-time blast on the short side, and that turned wide again. The Wolverines having a hard time finding the net. Here's Chapman at the point. Look for some options.
Now
Chippewas
another penalty coming up.
And I think there's going to be one on CMU.
Rogers to the bench again. Now it's a 6-on-4.
Potter controls up the wall. Leaves it there for Gower. They want to center this, and it's finally touched by Sam Camara, but with 34 seconds left in what was their second power play of the night, they're going to go to 5-on-3.
And it's going to be a high sticking call on Sam Camara, and Brendan Martin is going to talk with the official here. Not happy with the call whatsoever, but really now this has evened up the power play opportunities for both teams. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for 34 seconds until Messina gets out of the penalty box. 7:02 the time of the call.
Central's been perfect on their power play the last two games. 5 for 5 against Saginaw on game number 2. They were 3 for 3 on the power play, or 3 for 3 on the kill last night. And I think we're getting a timeout here from Michigan-Flint's bench.
Indeed. So Michigan-Flint going to take things and talk over them. This has been a tough stretch for them. They're 3-3 in their last 6 after a really good start for them. And they've got a chance here to beat a CMU team that handled them pretty well last night.
Well, Flint, the last couple of years, they have been revitalizing this program. In the 2021 year, you and I, first year together, they had maybe 12, 13 players on their bench, and CMU won both games against them handily. I think the first night was 7-1. You and I were reminiscing about our first game away together. But since then, they've added depth. They've added a lot of new players. Josh Appleberg has come into this lineup and produced some goal scoring for them. So they very much can produce something.
Yeah, and the revitalization of that club, Devin, is due mainly to Tom Garavaglia, now a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. He had a front office job with the Tampa Bay Lightning in the 2020 and 21 year, but he founded this team back in 2007 and has really brought this Michigan-Flint team back to life, which from really their first year back from COVID was not a good one whatsoever.
And along with Nick Carson's their head coach and Joe Barry and company, they've done a good job of sustaining a team and doing a good job marketing it. They had their broadcast crew yesterday, did a great job from Flint, if any of our viewers watched that one. And CMU won 5-3 yesterday for their 9th straight victory over Michigan-Flint. The series is 14-4 all time for the Chippewas, but you and I said they haven't won the last 3 at home, and this is a big test for them right now. They got to kill off a 5-on-3 for the next 33 seconds with 12:55 to go in this third period. Late here, the Wolverines win the draw. Up to the point for Owen Lawson. Works it down low for Potter. They're going to tag up at the point. For Appleberg, he'll wind up a shot. A great block off the heel of Brandon Clements. Forces a reset.
Yeah, sacrificing the body there. Brendan Clements cutting off the shooting lane there for Appleberg.
Michael Chapman regains it, however. 7 seconds left on the Messina penalty before he can come out. Appleberg gets it to himself. He'll tag up to his D-man, Chapman. They go D to D now. Across, Appleberg winds up for the shot. It's blocked again by Brandon Clements. What a shift for the sophomore defenseman. And 2 blocks in front.
He's going to go a humped to the bench, as he has full right to. 2 blocked shots on a single shift there for Clements, and he's getting congratulations on the bench. 1:07 to go in the power play, though.
Wolverines look to regain it, not before pressure comes. Chapman will go D to D across the way, and they are offside as Appleberg was streaking away trying to evade that.
Yeah, so Appleberg thought the puck had entered the zone. He got to about the hash marks before he realized that his team wasn't in with them, and he couldn't get out in time for the zone entry for Flint. 1 minute to go in the Camara penalty. 11:58 to go in regulation.
Both teams are going to change, as Reagan mentioned. 1 minute exactly left. And the faceoff in front of the bench is won by the Wolverines. They've won the last 3 faceoff draws now. Nick Lamb to button hook. Goes across for his captain, Stefano Chapono. Chapono, D to D. Looking for room to work. The steal from Connor Morgan, and he's going to blast this one the length of the ice and kill off more time on this CMU penalty kill. Still perfect.
This penalty kill unit for the last 2 weekends has been very, very good. This is possibly their toughest test with the game on the line.
Wolverines have scored a lot of goals as of late. A number of them against Adrian College, and even more in their win against Ferris State. Look out. They're going to get Chapono up to the point. 15 seconds left. He's going to tag up for Aaron Steiger. He'll go across. The one-time blast. It's loose in front, and it was fouled by Jones. The backdoor attempt by Berger never got there.
Great.
3 seconds left. Camara is out of the box, and it's over. 10:57 to go. Out comes Isaac Gibbs.
That's a great job by Martin in front to clear that puck from the face of goal and tie up his man furthermore.
Isaac Gibbs will carry through center. Leaves it there for Connor Morgan. He'll blast this one well wide off the end boards. It allows time for them to set up. Isaac Gibbs from the sharp angle, easily seen by Rogers.
I like that idea from the sharp angle there. The problem is nobody's in front for CMU. Rogers lets a fairly big rebound go there, Devin, and nobody in maroon sweaters is there.
An interception here as, look out, Brandon Durden is muscled to the boards. Hard by Christopher Martin. They keep it, however. Now Durden will chase it deep. Collects a check from Messina. Messina and his D partner, Christopher Martin, will look to control. Out of the zone, they get it. Andrew Porzanic up the wing to Andrew Siraki. Allows his team time to change. Great job by this sophomore. Up against Owen Lawson, who looks for work with it. He is pickpocketed by Nathan Bottles.
A good forecheck here by the Chippewas. They're able to force a turnover.
It's into the slot area. Nathan Bottles from his knees. Clements thought about shooting. Elects to go back to Bottles. In front, it's loose! And Isaac Hopp was looking to jam it home on the back door.
That's an active stick there from Rogers to be able to knock that puck away. 9:34 to go. Period 3. CMU trying to extend this lead.
Kyle Bowerson is worked over. It's Hopp there to one-touch it to his man Clements. What a period this is for the sophomore defenseman. He'll sail it forward for Josh Gilgren, who will chase it to the corner. It's touched up by Lawson. Better played by Gilgren. Look to backhand this into the air. Up to the point. They'll go D to D here. Here's Robertson with a shot, and that one turned wide off a skate blade. Now to the half wall. Kept in by Luke Vasilovich. He'll backhand this one to the slot area. It's available. Hop couldn't get there for a moment as it was Zach Potter to glove it down. They're out of the zone now. 8:52 to go. CMU up 1-0. Devin Silver, Reagan Cleaves, ringside. Game number 2 of this weekend series. Here's the freshman Isaac Hopp. Collects it to the corner. It's worked out. The pressure coming from Blaine Gower. A diving play made. He's trying to work over Robertson. It worked. Here's a shot. That one's seen and saved off the right shin of Lauren Jones.
Great blocker save there by Jones, able to cut off the angle as this is going to go up into the rafters with 8:25 to go.
That diving play only happens because Gower is literally streaking out his gloves and his stick to somehow flutter this puck and get it off center, and it worked. But a better stop by Jones. How good has he been tonight?
Yeah, he has been really good tonight, keeping his team up by this slim lead. And I'm sure Brendan Martin would like to have a better lead than this over Michigan-Flint. But credit to his team. They haven't been able to extend the lead, but they've done a really, really good job of holding it and getting pressure for themselves.
Yeah, they're 2 for 2 and 3 for 3. And they killed off a 5-on-3 for 30 seconds. and had to do a whole minute of a penalty. Now here's a wind-up turnaround shot by Brennan Miles that went well wide. He had 2 goals last night in their 5-3 loss. Miles looks to wrap this one around. Left it there for Zach Potter in a hurry. Up to the point now. They'll take another try. Jones, the rebound. He saw it twice, and a third time that's out of the zone, and whistle finally comes as it was offside. Oh, that was more dangerous than it looked at first.
Yeah, exactly. Flint trying to feed that out in front. They realize that Lauren Jones is out of position. What they're trying to do in reality is bank this off of Jones and in, but it skitters through out of harm's way in front and somehow evades multiple players on its way to the point and out.
Jay Nadeau and the third line go back to work. This third line has been really good for Central the last couple of weeks. Most notably, Jake Bishop, number 23 on your screen, has had 4 goals this season and some clutch ones against Notre Dame. Lawrence Tech had a game winner against Notre Dame. And he's out there on the ice now with this line. This one never got to Jay Nadeau. It skirted off the end board glass and made way for Hayden Rose. Rose will look to push it on net, and Jones is going to smother it to settle things down and cause another whistle. So if you're CMU right now, are you playing to hold this lead? Are you looking to generate more offense? Is that the obvious answer?
I mean, the ideal is you're able to generate more offense. You're going to play an aggressive game, but CMU hasn't been able to play that. They've been hemmed in their own end. They've been playing a little bit more conservatively because it's only a 1-goal lead with 7 minutes left.
Christopher Martin in a conservative role as a steady D-man. Looks to get it out. He did. Isaac Gibbs went for the intercept. It was helped out by Spencer Messina. Once again, the dump and chase goes the Wolverines. Appleberg centered one. It caught in the air a couple of times, and first man to it was Brendan Schultz. With speed up the right wing. He's got support with Connor Morgan. He'll just flutter this on Rogers and force another face-off. And does all this start and stop favor the Wolverines? In some cases, they've been winning some of the most recent face-offs.
Yeah, I think in terms of face-off and possession, it does benefit Michigan, but they're not able to get a lot of momentum. Like the CMU team is able to get whistles, they're able to get rest, and able to get a breather. For Michigan-Flint, you've got all the momentum right now. What you're trying to do is force that shot.
An opportunity for Schultz, as Isaac Gibbs made a great pass, but Schultz just could not find that on the back door. Now he'll try and work it over and work for room to the front of the net. Michigan-Flint closes off the gap well. It's kept in by Christopher Martin at the half wall. He'll work it down low for Schultz from a sharp angle. It's up for grabs in the near post, and it's first time flutter, now out, carried by Steiger. They don't get it out, however. Great back pressure by Schultz, and a penalty is coming up here on the Chippewas.
And Isaac Gibbs is going to be sent off, I believe, for spearing.
Not again.
And admittedly,
I don't think he's coming off. I mean, he's going to maybe get the penalty, but I don't think he's going to go. I thought you meant for a second off.
No,
but
the referee was signaling very aggressively, but that's a spearing penalty, no doubt, as Isaac Gibbs jammed one of the Wolverine players in the midsection. And I think it's going to be more than 2 minutes here.
Are we looking at a 5-minute? We are. A 5-minute major penalty assessed to Isaac Gibbs with 6:23 to go, which means it's Golden Corral time for the Wolverines.
And yes, but if you're Isaac Gibbs in the situation, you have to have the awareness. Yes, you're frustrated. You cannot take this penalty. It's an ill-advised penalty behind the play. I don't care if you're frustrated. Keep your stick out of the midsection of somebody else.
Oh, it's going to make a conversation for Christopher Martin and Stefano Scipono on the bench for the Wolverines. And you might think they're going to try and draw up some set plays. They've been in the power play working with guys like Aaron Steiger, Josh Appleberg, Blake Berger come to mind. Berger had a goal last night. And if you're CMU, you've killed off the last 3 power plays, but this one is a lot. I mean, you're basically killing off the rest of the game on the power play. And even if they score, they continue on it. So 1-0 score late in this one. Devin Sarah Reagan-Cleaves ringside. CMU won yesterday 5-3. They snapped a 6-game winless streak after they lost series to Michigan State, Lawrence Tech, and Saginaw Valley. And coming into tonight, they've won the last 9 straight against Michigan-Flint. And, you know, Reagan, we kind of expected the score to be a lot bigger than it is. We expected Central to maybe bring the physicality, and the refs let them play in this game until later. And Central started to rack up more penalties. Now Isaac Gibbs is going to be sent off to the locker room.
5-minute major and a game misconduct.
We saw this a couple of weeks ago. Rather last week, didn't we?
And frankly, it's a bad
Saginaw
penalty.
Valley. He had the only goal in that Saginaw Valley 4-1 loss. I mean, it's tough. It's just tough. Unfortunate for the Chippewas. They have to kill off 5 minutes of an all-you-can-eat power play for Michigan-Flint. It'll be Josh Appleberg to dig in against Nathan Bottles.
This is the biggest test for the CMU penalty kill. Perfect on the weekend, trying to keep their team ahead of it with a 5-minute major.
This one flutters to the slot area. It's cleared the way and carried by Nathan Bottles. Up the boards, up but not out. Michael Chapman holds the line. He'll cycle it back down low. Blaine Gower goes in to chase it. Up the wall now. Carried in and set by Potter. Christopher Martin gains possession momentarily. Porzanic tried to sail it. Here's Appleberg. Josh Appleberg to the shot on net. It's seen and gloved, and they score! Jones had it in his glove. He batted it in the air, and they say it went over the goal line before he stopped it. They have tied this hockey game up, and Josh Appleberg has his first of the weekend.
Josh Appleberg, we were wondering when he was going to show up, Devin. And Jones tries to save this off the goal line. It's a power play goal, and what's more, Flint stays on the power play because it was a 5-minute major.
The goal comes at the 14:08 mark of this third period. It's a power play. And Josh Appleberg, we said his name a lot. He was kept scoreless yesterday on 8+ shots. Their leading scorer from last year and this year. And he finally gets one in this series at the most opportune time, and they stay on the power play. 5:41 to go, a tie hockey game. Good job keeping it out of the line from Chapono. Jay Nadeau's going to try and back Chapono into the wall. Chapono falls to the ice, and there's going to be a call coming up here on Jay Nadeau. Look out, here come the Wolverines the other way. Jones makes the stop, and it's finally touched up on the whistle.
It's going to be a high-sticking penalty on CMU. The discipline continues to corrode here in this third period. Yes, you're frustrated. You got to maintain your composure, man.
And with that, Reagan, that's going to mean 5-on-3 with 5:24 to go in this hockey game. Isaac Gibbs, who was sent off from this game, he's got a game misconduct, so we won't be seeing him. Jay Nadeau sits in the box for 2 minutes with the high stick. What can you do here? This is crunch time now for Josh Appleberg and company. Connor Morgan is going to dig in across from him. It's won over by the Wolverines. Chapman across with room to shoot on the short side. It's trying to be stuffed home by Appleberg, and Jones made the stop. Here's Appleberg. He'll wait with it now. Surveys his options. He'll sidestep a man, Morgan, trying to go for the steal. Up to the point for Lawson. Across the way. Good poke check by Connor Morgan, but it stays inside. Brandon Clements now tries to check his man. Across the way, shoves Gower into the wall, and a great pressure by Clements clears the way to kill off some time and get a reset.
Yeah, great hustle there by Connor Morgan in the defensive end to chase that puck down, apply that pressure.
Here comes the breakout for the Wolverines. Michael Chapman over the line. He'll wind up for a shot, and it's loose in the slot off the chest protector of Jones. Here's Gower. Leaves it across for Appleberg. He'll look to shoot. Fanned on the pass attempt. He got worked over by Clements, and if he hurries, he can possess this and kill off some valuable time. Tries to sidestep a man, was going for the move, and he left it there for Owen Lawson. Now he has to back check. A soft pass never gets ahead there for Potter, and it allows the Chippewas to clear the time. 50 seconds to go, and the 5-on-3 power play, all you can eat, it stays for 2:45. 4 minutes and 7 seconds to go in this hockey game. We're tied at 1. Most recent goal scorer, Josh Appleberg. Owen Lawson gains the line. Has to backtrack for Chapono. Michigan-Flint having a hard time gaining zone possession. They'll carry it over center now. Here comes Zach Potter. Up to the point for Chapono. They'll get a change on the ice. Comes Nick Lamb. Now Lamb will touch with it. Looks for space. That one off the left goal post.
Yeah, good chance there by Michigan-Flint. They're able to get the shot on, but it's just wide.
Lamb back to Chapono. 9 seconds left. Now 6. Across the way for Gower. Now Lamb will wind up. It's loose in front. Where's the puck? And they score, but they don't because it's a high stick in the air. Good call by the referee in front there. Clear as day high stick. This one is still tied at 1.
That was clear as day, batted down in front. And no argument from Michigan-Flint. Now the referees are going to gather for the face-off location, but CMU catches a break there.
There's 1 second left in the high-sticking penalty to Jay Nadeau before he can come out of the box, and it will basically be a renewed power play for the Wolverines on Isaac Gibbs' spearing penalty 3 minutes ago. So Nadeau out of the box. On comes Porzonic to kill. 5-on-4 for the next 2 minutes with 3:50 go in the hockey game. Brandon Miles to the corner. He's pushed up against the boards by Nathan Bottles. Messina tries to clear the way. Up but not out. Lamb holds the line. Now the look in front. It's loose. Up for grabs. And it's kept in by Lamb on the clear attempt. Now Porzonic will find it with speed. He's tripped up on the play. And a call is coming up on the Wolverines' Brendan Miles. Jones can't get out of the box. Now he will. It's going to be pinned up against the boards. And this one will tie things up just a little bit with some open ice, Reagan, as Miles tripped up Porzonic.
So that's going to put us to 4-on-4 here. 35 seconds will be left of a CMU power play after that's Andrew Miller in the box. Serving that penalty for Isaac Gibbs gets out. So 2:41 left here in period 3. CMU and Michigan-Flint on a 4-on-4. Who do you...
You're asking me. I'm about to ask you. I mean, what do you do in this kind of situation? You know, all the momentum is the buzzword we use is in Flint's favor right now.
Indeed, and all because of that penalty by Isaac Gibbs that gave Michigan-Flint that power play.
Well, short answer, they have to possess the puck, take away control with 2:34 to go in this hockey game. 1:10 to go in the Isaac Gibbs 5-minute major penalty. Central will get roughly 32 seconds on power play time if this stays. Spencer Messina, contested by Owen Lawson at the point. Andrew Porzonic works his man over, feeds it up front for Nathan Bottles. He's got a head of steam there. Looks to backtrack now, falls to his knees against 2 Wolverines. They beat him 2-1. 44 seconds now to go. It's intercepted by Brendan Schultz. He has room, but it's offside because Bottles was still in the zone.
Yeah, he couldn't keep that puck in, and it comes just outside the line. Good call by the linesman there. 40 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. All the momentum in favor of Flint here, Devin, but CMU trying to take some from the grasp of the Wolverines.
Jay Nadeau to dig in, lost that draw. And how good have these Wolverines been on the last 10 or so faceoff draws? They've won the majority of them. Christopher Martin regains possession, however. Jay Nadeau takes a lead pass. He's got Brendan Schultz down memory lane. He's pickpocketed by Grayson Meissner. Meissner will feed one up front. Look out, big hit in front of the PA stand. And it's Chippewas the other way. Jay Nadeau still down on the ice is Meissner, and he caught a face full of boards.
Meissner, not a bad hit, not an ill-intentioned hit, but he went Max Pacioretty style, Devin, into the stanchion and into the penalty box. He went down immediately.
Yeah, there's no protection there. Not really much of it. Still down on the ice. Their head coach, Nick Karsten, comes out to attend to him. Personnel assessing Grayson Meissner in front of the penalty box.
And the referee's now in a discussion in the slot as to possibly where this face-off should be.
And Reagan, you had the best vantage point of that hit.
It's nothing intentional. It's a hit along the boards that in any other position is nothing. It comes to, you're crushed up against the boards.
I mean, it's not a question of penalty. I'm more asking about what kind of happened on the position.
And so it was a
Meissner there.
And now they're going to try and stabilize him here. But it was really just a hit that he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He gets hit. His head smashes into the boards. And I think we should take a break here, Devin, while they tend to him.
We will. 1:35 to go in this hockey game. Tied at 1 here as Grayson Meissner lays down on the ice in front of the penalty box. 1-1 here for Martin. Back with you from Martin Ice Arena. 1-1 game, 1:35 to go. A scary hit in front of the press box stand on Grayson Meissner resulted in a stoppage of play for the last 3 minutes. Meissner laid on his back for a couple of moments, attended to by head coach Nick Karstens, and then they carried him off the ice. Rather, he came to his feet under his own power and was helped off the ice just about a minute or so ago. Now he's sitting behind the U of M Flint bench, Reagan. A scary situation, but it's good to see him get up under his own power.
I hope he's okay. It's 4-on-4 here, 13 seconds left in the Isaac Gibbs major penalty served by Andrew Miller. Referees are still talking in the slot where this face-off.
And let's clarify, it from your vantage point was a clean hit.
Yeah,
nothing that was sort of a rough or where he got crunched. He just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, it was a clean hit along the boards where if it's anywhere along the benches, he's going to be fine. His midsection is going to hurt a little bit. It's a clean hit, nothing wrong. The problem is the scorer's box is right there. He goes face first into that, and that's why he took so long to get up, and rightfully so. Thoughts and prayers are with Meissner right now.
And not very much protection along those stanchions on the press box that make up that small little red box where our very own Michael Rosenkrantz does PA work, along with Austin Ritter, helping him out with the scoring table.
And
so
now
1:35 to go, back to this game. 13 seconds is left on the Isaac Gibbs 5-minute major penalty. You let a power play goal happen to Josh Appleberg, but you killed off the rest of the 4 minutes. And if this thing stands the next 13, you'll have about 35 seconds of power play time, Reagan. What's the message right now for Brendan Martin and crew on the CMU bench?
Yeah, I think the messages stay with it. You've got a little bit of time here. Maybe that Michigan-Flint momentum is worn off here with that long extended period. Obviously their thoughts are going to be with their teammate. Maybe you can take advantage of this and get some momentum, especially if they're going to have the face-off in the offensive end, which looks like is what they're going to do, because that's where the puck was when play was stopped.
Well, it definitely starts with a good draw, right? And as of late, Michigan-Flint has done a terrific job winning the majority of faceoffs. It's going to be Jay Nadeau up against Dakota Lehman. And Nadu and Lehman will push and fight continuously for it to the corner. Now they both haul down to the ice. It's bumped to the half wall by Camara. He'll dump it back deep to the zone. 1 second left. Now 35 seconds of power play time. Gilgren out of the box. Quickly, he keeps the line inside, and it's pushed there for Chapono, who has the button hook. Pressed to the boards by Nadu. 1:10 to go in this hockey game. Connor Morgan now leaves it there for Gilgren. Chapono behind the net, pressured by Brendan Schultz. They'll work it to the front of the net. Nadu on the backhand, and Rogers got it with the left pad.
Nadu couldn't get any elevation on that. He had an open shot. He just couldn't get any elevation on it. Rogers was able to stretch out the pad and make the good save.
Oh, good back pressure by Gilgren. Blowing a tire out of the bench. Josh Elberberg. Now off the line comes Brendan Miles. They'll gain the blue line. 40 seconds to go in this hockey game, but it's now called offside.
Offside the call. CMU can't enter the zone legally. But now that abbreviated power play done for CMU.
2 MCHC opponents. Michigan-Flint has not won in the last 9 against this Chippewa team. They're 5-6, 1 on the year, and they've had a lot of close games as of late. They lost 3-0 to Northwood before this series started, 5-3 last night, but since then, this game, they've been resilient. Outshot just narrowly by the Chippewas at the end of the second, 21-15. 20 seconds to go. Christopher Martin pressures deep to the half wall. They can't hold the line. Jake Bishop trips over the linesman. They'll have one more breakout chance if they can connect it. Nathan Bottles, Porzonic, toe tap passes. 7 seconds to go. Deep to the zone. Chapono checks his man. Nathan Bottles has to settle this with time. 1 second left. Porzonic won't get it to the point, and we are headed for extra time. Overtime between Central Michigan and U of M Flint. Wow, what a period. What a kill by CMU and what opportunities, but Jay Nadu cannot finish it home on the backhand in the slot area.
No, some really good chances there for CMU at the end of that third period, Devin, but just unable to get anything past, and that penalty from Isaac Gibbs hurts. That 5-minute major allows Michigan-Flint not only to tie up the game, but also get momentum into their hands. They have controlled the game for the last 5 minutes of play because of that power play. And for CMU, this overtime has to be a fresh start.
There's been a lot of tie-up and corner battles, however, in this period. I think Central's looked like the bigger team. They've been the more physical team. But in your mind, why all of a sudden did that offense go away, besides the match penalty?
Well, I think they
had all the forecheck time in the first period, and then the first half of the second period.
Yeah, and I think Michigan-Flint showed that they aren't just a pushover team. The games here at Martin Ice Arena haven't been close for the last 3 seasons between these two teams. Michigan-Flint wanted to turn that around, and they've wanted it more through the latter half of this game. CMU, this is a game that they should have won. They had the vast majority of opportunities. They should have been able to keep it in regulation. 5 minutes left here, or 5 minutes overtime period. They're going to try to finish it now.
Keyword, my friend, it is not over yet.
No, it's not.
We're going to have 3-on-3 play for 5 minutes to settle this one between these two MCHC East rivals. Central Michigan and U of M Flint in overtime is underway at center ice. Opening draw goes to the Chippewas. Andrew Porzonic.
And Devin, CMU 0-1-1 in overtime.
Bottles to Porzonic in front. Rogers got across and made the save as Porzonic looked to the backhand. Christopher Martin controls. Works it to Nathan Bottles. Puck possession key in this overtime. Christopher Martin now works it deep to the zone, to the net, trying to stuff it short side. It's off the mask of Rogers. Another try in front with nobody home except Blaine Gower. And now the Wolverines will settle things down. Not before Porzonic works over his man. Christopher Martin looks to tip one to Nathan Bottles. Bottles has to chase in against 2 Wolverines. A penalty is coming up here on the Wolverines. It's going to be on Blaine Gower.
Wait, no, it's going to be on CMU.
Really? They touched the puck up and they possessed it for a second or two there.
Yeah, I
Holy
thought it was going to be
smokes.
doing. Nathan Bottles is going to go off for a slashing penalty. Shakes his head as he goes to the box.
So Bottles has conceded a slash with 4:14 to go in overtime. It now will create a 4-on-3. You cannot have 3-on-2 So it's going to put an extra skater for the Wolverines. The Chippewas will remain with 3. That is devastating with time left in this game.
And it's
Appleberg up against Connor Morgan, Reagan. From the left circle. Won by Connor Morgan. Strong, confident win. Robertson, Kyle Robertson, leaves the puck there, turn it over. Stolen out by Brendan Miles. He's pushed to the corner hard. Miles will cycle it back up top for Chapman. It was too strong for him. And now Race could have evaded there for Schultz, but he elected to think better of it and get back in defensive positioning.
Yeah, this is a penalty kill. You don't want to be super aggressive on the forecheck, but they do have a man up front here with Schultz.
Schultz not allowing them to gain neutral zone time. Look at the hustle by Brendan Schultz. Worked over, however. Here comes Miles to the net. Saved by Jones with the right blocker. Up to the point. It stays in possession, however. Meissner cycles it down low for Appleberg. Chased in by Robertson. Connor Morgan will tie up his man. Looks to clear it out of the half wall. Nobody there to the other side except Chapman and Robertson. Michigan-Flint will make one change. Here's Appleberg now. Skates with it wide. Left it there for Chapman. He's going to look to keep it himself. Up to the point at the top. Looking for his options. Appleberg to the right circle. A shot saved by Jones. With the left pad. 52 seconds to go in their power play, Reagan.
There's a little bit of daylight there. Jones shut the door, though. 3 minutes to go in the overtime.
Michael Chapman winds up well wide of the right post. Up to the point again for Lawson. Looks for his options. Down low. Skirted across, and Jones was there in great positioning. Stuffed it on the short side, but he couldn't finish it. Now Appleberg with time and space, shoots and scores! Josh Appleberg, his second of the night, wins it for the Michigan-Flint Wolverines. They win it for the first time in 9 straight.
And it's overcommittal, Devin, on the PK. Chippewas get caught puck watching on the far side. Appleberg's wide open in the slot, and he doesn't miss. A great shot from him, picks the low corner, and it's 2 power play goals for Michigan-Flint. The discipline has to be better for CMU late in games.
So Josh Appleberg on the power play wins it in overtime for the Michigan-Flint Wolverines. Post-game show is next on CCHN. With myself, Devin Sarah, and Reagan Cleaves to recap it for you here. 2-1 the final. Michigan-Flint wins it in overtime from Martin Ice Arena. Back with you from Martin Ice Arena, the final from this one. 2-1. Michigan-Flint stuns the Chippewas in overtime. It's Josh Appleberg scoring on the power play. 2 power play goals tonight for him, and the Wolverines win their first in 9 games against the Chippewas. Reagan Cleves, you rejoin me. What a game, but what a finish in a wild third period that saw a number of penalties from the Chippewas. It kind of cost them later on. It didn't allow them to have much sustained forecheck, and the Wolverines finish it off.
Yeah, and we had talked about Josh Appleberg, Devin, coming into this third period. He hadn't scored in this series in the first 5 periods. He scored in the last 2, getting that game-tying goal on the power play, and then scoring in overtime on the power play. And that final goal for the Wolverines, CMU overcommitted to the far side. It was a 4-on-3. They left Appleberg wide open in the slot, and he puts a really good wrist shot past the blocker of Lauren Jones. It's a good shot. Lauren Jones played a heck of a night tonight, but in the end, the penalties cost him.
Appleberg nets his 7th goal, team leading 16th point of the year. Yesterday he was kept scoreless, but in this one he's not. The only other goal scored tonight was Isaac Gibbs, who continues to have a lot of points in the leading goal scorer. However, he received a 5-minute major penalty for spearing late in this third period. He was sent off with a misconduct. He did not return for overtime. And tonight, looking briefly at your key players to watch, tonight you had Josh Gilgren along with Lauren Jones. Jones played a heck of a game in his return, his first start this year.
Yeah, Lauren Jones faced 27 shots tonight, made 25 saves. He played well, and again, there's nothing you can do about that overtime goal. It's a man in the slot. It's one-on-one. It's a really good shot off the leading scorer for the Michigan Wolverines. He played a good game tonight. And then Josh Gilgren likewise played well, though we couldn't get on the score sheet. And I think that's the thing that is probably frustrating CMU fans the most, is the fact that you, for the yet another time at home, cannot win, or cannot score, rather.
Yeah, second time they have only scored 1 goal at home this year. But they've had a lot more than just that. Brennan Miles and Josh Appleberg were the other players to watch. Josh Appleberg with 2 goals tonight, as we mentioned on the power play. The final tallies tonight, CMU finishes 5 for 7 on the penalty kill. They were without a power play goal in this game, so 0 for 3 officially. Wrapping up here, 3 stars the game. Third star has got to go to who and why?
Third star, I think, goes to Lauren Jones. He played well, kept his team in it, and I think second star would go to Isaac Gibbs, who scored that goal. I hesitate to put him at second star. I'd probably bump him down to third because of that spearing penalty that took the Chippewas out of the game, gave Michigan-Flint that 5-minute major. First star of the game, you got to go to Josh Appleberg with the game-winning goal and the game-tying goal for Michigan-Flint.
Yeah, finally, first star has to go to Josh Appleberg with 2 power play goals on the night. He finishes, so 3 stars tonight: Lauren Jones, Isaac Gibbs, and Josh Appleberg for the Michigan-Flint Wolverines. Looking ahead for this team briefly, they're going to get a week off first, and then they're going to play the Adrian Bulldogs, who have not won a game yet this season. They're 0 for 11 in their first 12. But this one stinks. This one stinks a lot for a team that was coming off their first win in 6, being winless in 6. And you concede 1 to Michigan-Flint tonight. Just how much does that hurt?
Yeah, and I think it hurts a lot. You know you could have won this game. You had the lead late. You take a penalty that kills all your momentum. And I know we harp on it, Devin, but the discipline has to be there late in games. You can't be taking penalties away from the play that leaves your opponent on an extended power play. That just can't happen if you want to win.
Fair enough. Michigan-Flint advances to 6-6-1-0 on the year. CMU falls to 4-5-2-1 on the year. And like we said, we already looked ahead to Adrian College. Some scoreboard leaderboards to update on you on. Michigan conceded this morning to Notre Dame 3-1, the final in that one. Oakland University beat Hope College 8-3 last night, a pretty big result in MCHC play. And then Missouri State and Arkansas, is underway from Missouri. You can find that game on ACHA hockey.org under the men's Division III section tab if you want to see a score update from there. Reagan Cleves, briefly, final thoughts. We're going to get out of here because the women's team is getting ready to play here on a night that ends bitter for CMU.
Yeah, we'll get out of here quickly, but CMU, this is the second time in as many weeks that you've come up short in an overtime game. And in the game you led in the third period, it's a tough result. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but there are adjustments you can make. This was a winnable game. Just fix a couple things, and you're good to go.
Fair enough. Well, that'll just about do it for us. Me and Reagan got a Boston Bruins and Detroit Red Wings game to watch in our little rubber match we got going on. If you joined us pregame, we wore a Zetterberg Datsuk and a Tuukka Rask jersey. So we'll be doing that for the meantime, but make sure to stay with us as the Women's Division II team gets ready to take on Notre Dame in the first of 2 games today and tomorrow. Anthony Schulte and Ryan Donnelly will have the call for you on that one. But for the meantime, we're going to sign off here at CCHN. Thanks to our camera person tonight, Sam Tabachinsky. I definitely butchered that.
Tabachinsky.
Thank you. Tabachinsky doing a great job running that. The sticks were ran by Ryan Donnelly on the 1 and 2. Great job to you, sir. Excellent intermission reports as well. And of course, we'd like to thank Moore Television Studio for the equipment you see used here tonight. That's going to do it for our time here from Martin Ice Arena. As the final score, Michigan-Flint upsets the Central Michigan Chippewas 2-1 in overtime tonight from Martin Ice Arena. We're going to sign off. For myself, Devin Serra, that's Reagan Cleves. So long. Final score, Michigan-Flint 2, CMU 1.